Oh, that is a nice copper coin. But oh, Doug, do you know what time it is?
45 up.
Who says 45 up, Doug? It's quarter after. What's up, guys? Hoarder here, and welcome to another live quarter after show. I'm excited about this one. This has been in the works for months and months. And I have on two guys today, Jeff Baker and Cody, marble experts. And my main reason was because as detectorists, we find a lot of marbles, a good amount of marbles. Rich found 4 this weekend. And you hear rumors that like some marbles are really valuable, they're really scarce, but I don't know anything about marbles. So they are going to educate us on what to look for, how to date them, how to get an idea of the pattern, how much they're worth. And I'm super excited. He runs the biggest marble website, I think, on the internet, oldraremarbles.com, where he's literally got hundreds, maybe thousands of marbles. And you'd be surprised. Some of these little marbles are worth hundreds of dollars, some thousands of dollars that we all might have sitting in mason jars or under the couch cushions or in grandma's sock drawer. And I know Doug likes to go through his. Oh, I just lost my feed. I lost my feed. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. My whole feed just went down, but I think I'm back now. Anyway, if that happens again, I might have to go to a different camera. But I'm excited to learn about marbles, to figure out what they're worth. Like I said, we all love finding them. Let me just fix this. I'm too far away. There we go. Something like that. Oh, technical difficulties. Anyway, let me bring in some of the gang before I bring in Jeff and Cody, which will be at exactly 7:30. And we're all going to learn about these magical little glass balls. But talking about magical glass balls, let me bring in Dog Tag Doug, Mexican Doug, Jane Fond Doug. How are you, Dougie?
I'm doing good. It more appropriate is the brass ones.
Doug, let me say a couple hellos before we get into it. I do see a lot of people in the chat.
Yeah.
I see Alicia is here, Hot Mess Fishing. Thank you, Alicia. I don't know what happened. My camera just went out.
Scott Cash is in.
I wasn't even done Alicia's, but okay.
Okay.
Mark V. Pinkham, how are you? Digging up the Carolinas, how are you? NEPA History and Archaeology Search. M.E. Rosen. Beeper Sweeper, I am back. Thank you.
Rick Rarrig.
Pee Wee 52, which is also the name of a marble size, Doug. Did you know that?
No, really?
Yes. Metal Detectorist is here. Scott Cash is here. Clem Fandango, Sue Ramsey, everybody. Thank you.
Halton.
Rich Van Winkle is in the chat. Everyone, thank you for coming. And listen, if you don't know a lot about marbles, make sure you take special notes today, because I know that if you go out and dig holes, you find a marble
sooner or later.
And you sure would like to know, hey, is this a worthless piece of junk, or am I holding $1,000 glass ball in my hand? We're going to find out today. Let me bring in the rest of the group for tonight from our side, Dougie.
All right.
Mr. Charles, the heritage relic hunter, who finds marbles himself. How are you, Charles?
Yes, I'm doing great. Just came back from the beach about an hour or two ago. I was down there for a few days.
Wow.
Yeah, he was down at the old beach house. How was the weather down there, Charlie? It was chilly up here.
Pretty much, it was cold. It wasn't definitely beach time, but we did, some things. Judy and I did. We went out to eat a few times, but it's nice to get away.
No, I agree. And I was just telling, were you with us last Saturday?
No,
he was there at the house where
Rich, he still is.
No, well, I couldn't remember because he was only with us one day this weekend. We had a rare both day weekend hunt.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, Charlie, were you watching when Rich had that one signal and 4 marbles came out of his hole?
I could not believe it. And there's some coins in there too, right?
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, there was a silver coin in the hole, and then he saw a marble fell out of the sidewall. Another, 4 of them in total. And I said, "Oh, Rich, we got the right guy coming on because you might have something good here."
Yeah, it was really cool to see that there. There's one thing I like to say about tonight's show. Didn't you find an award from Wildwood, New Jersey, where they have the marble contest?
Funny you say that, Charlie. I'll bring it up now. I'm going to show the guys when they come on too, but let me bring it up real quick.
Yeah, we were detecting and we found this medal, this award.
Charlie, were you there? I don't think you were there.
No, Charlie wasn't there, but he probably remembers it. This is the medal. It was actually found by the Nickel Nibbler. It was me, Doug, and Kyle. Maybe Charlie was there. I don't remember. But it's for the 1941 National Marbles Tournament, which is a tournament still held to this day in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yep.
And after research, right on the beach, and we were so excited, we did a lot of research on it. And I even got this image of the kid that won, Charlie. His name was Gerald Robinson. They held a big parade for him in his hometown of, I think it was Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yep.
And it was such a big deal back then. I mean, I don't know what kind of numbers they draw today, but thousands of people would come from around the country to enter the marbles tournament every year.
Well, that was 1941. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure how old Doug is, but I know I grew up in the 50s, and it was a big thing back in the 50s also.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what's cool, Charlie, is they still do. They still do the marbles tournament to this day, and
at the same place.
Place, Wildwood, New Jersey, and the National Marble Hall of Fame and Museum is in Wildwood, New Jersey, not too far from your beach house, Charlie.
Well, sad to say, I don't know any kid that plays with marbles anymore. None that I know of.
Well, there's enough that they have a tournament every year.
Okay.
And if you've ever been to Scranton, Pennsylvania, you'd understand why they had a parade for a marble championship.
Not a whole lot going on. Isn't that where Dunder Mifflin was from, Doug? From that the Office show?
Yeah, I do believe. Yes.
Yeah, I think Dunder Mifflin was from Scranton, same as where Gerald Robinson.
Yeah, but in fact, I would be very curious how many kids today still play with marbles.
I don't know.
Because it was big. It was big when I was a kid.
What's crazy too, Charlie, is I'll bring up Gerald again because I was so fascinated by this. When Kyle found that marble and we did the medal, and we looked up the guy and found out who won that year, and I tracked him down. He had passed away literally like 6 months before we found that medal.
Wow.
Because the big whoop-de-doo we did with the gold ring Lynn just found.
Right.
I would have driven out to Scranton and delivered it to him just to get a video of, hey man, you won this medal, whatever, 80 years ago or whatever crazy number it was.
Yeah.
But he had just passed away. So
wow.
Unfortunately, but yeah, Gerald Robinson, 1941 National Marbles Champion. I'm going to give him his due.
Wow.
Do you even know how to play marbles, like the game marbles, Charlie?
Oh gosh. I'm sure I did when I was a kid.
All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
I know I had a marble that was my shooter.
Okay. What time is it? 7:24. I'm going to bring him on in a few minutes, but let me preface the show a little bit, Doug, in case you're not familiar with the guest, and that's for in the chat also.
Yeah.
So Jeff and Cody, I say Jeff and Cody. Cody is Jeff's partner as well as, I believe, his son-in-law. But Jeff has been collecting marbles for 40 years. I think Cody like 10 years. We'll double check when they come in. When I first reached out to them 5 months ago, Jeff said, I'd love to come on, but we're trying to launch a YouTube channel. So can we coordinate it after our first video airs? And I said, sure, that's great. I can promote it. Well, the video just aired literally like 4 or 5 days ago, but I'm glad they finally did it. This is his one video in what's going to be a future of a lot of videos. So if you want to check it out on YouTube, it's called Keeper of the Marbles. He's got one video up, which I'm embarrassed to say I didn't watch it yet. He just posted a few days ago and I had a busy week. So you can check that out. But when I reached out to him, this YouTube channel didn't exist yet. But what did exist, Doug, was his website, oldraremarbles.com, which I was scavenging because it was a treasure trove of information.
Right.
So you guys might want to check it out after the show, oldraremarbles.com. He goes into the history a little bit. He goes into the grading system. You know, like with anything, you have to grade it. Coins, baseball cards, well, same with marbles. And there's a whole grading system. I think 10 is the best and like 9.8. And I'll have Jeff explain it.
Okay.
But obviously, the better the grade means the higher the quality, the more valuable your marble probably is. Out West Detecting, thank you very much. Greg here, looking forward to this one. Being 70 years old, big marble player. That's great. Congratulations. Thank you for the super chat. Anyway, the grading system, and then going through his website, Doug, what caught my eye right away, not only the marbles that are literally, I know it's hard to see, it's small, hundreds of dollars, and looking at them, I'm like, darn, I swear I dug a marble like that. And then I'll see another one like $800, be like, darn, I swear I dug a marble like that. Now, I probably didn't, because when you don't have the trained eye, they all look the same, but they look very similar. And then what caught my eye after that was, do you see what he's using for scale as a reference next to his marble?
Indian pennies.
An Indian penny. When I saw that, I said, oh man, this guy must like old marbles too, because you'd put a modern penny. Like for you to put an Indian penny, like the average new guy getting in the marbles would have no idea what that coin is or how big it is to even give it scale.
I'd be curious to find out if the date of the Indian head penny relates to the age of the marble.
Now it looks like the same Indian head penny that you used.
Okay.
I could tell from the detail that
I was going to say he's got a lot of Indian head pennies.
Yeah. And I'm going to go through some of these. And like I said, I know I'll make it full screen just for this little segment. I'm going to bring them on in about 3 minutes, but I'm just going to pause it randomly. If you can see some of these prices, Doug, on some of these marbles. Yeah. There's one at the bottom. I can't read it. I think it's $700. That swirly whirly one in the center.
Wow.
And to the right of it, $700. I'll go through, and like I said,
look at the upper right. It says sold out. Wow.
I know he sells. Look at it. The one up in the top right there, $400. I know I dug one that looked like that, at least to my untrained eye. In the bottom right, another one, $500. Bottom center, $700. Marbles are, or can be, a fortune, Doug. And we find them for free. We pull them out of the ground. That top right one, Doug, $1,500.
Holy smoke.
So that's what I'm saying. And if we can help educate the detectorists out there so that when we find these marbles, look at $900 one up at the top. They're beautiful too.
I know of one that from the group was found that was a rather expensive one. I don't know what it ultimately sold for.
He sold it for $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah, that was a German peppermint one, or at least that was what he called it. Yeah. And Jeff has them on his website. I know you can't really see too well, but there was like 900 pages of marbles for sale, or 900 marbles for sale. Look at that top right one. I think it's blue.
Yeah,
I think it's like $700. So these are the things that when we find marbles, it sure wouldn't be nice to know what the heck we're looking at, Doug. You know, is this something good? And that's what we're gonna find out.
Is a marble like a snowflake? There's no two that are alike.
I believe, and I'll have them answer. I'm going to bring them on in 30 seconds. I believe the handmade ones, the old German ones, they're all unique because they were hand blown.
Right.
And then when you get into the mass produced ones in like the mid 20th century, well, then they're probably, all the same. I'm guessing. So, but let me bring them in because I'm excited to start the show, and we all want to learn about some marbles here. Yeah. So again, let's welcome our guests today, Doug, Jeff Baker and Cody, whose last name I don't know, from oldraremarbles.com and the newest YouTube channel on the whole platform, the Marble Keepers,
which we'll want to check out.
That's right. There they are. Let me bring you up on the big side, guys. Welcome to the show, Jeff and Cody. Thank you very much for being here.
Hey.
And I love the display of all those gigantic size. Are they even marbles? They look like cannonballs.
Yeah. The largest marbles that you'll see, I want to correct me if I'm wrong, but a little over 2.5 inches, you'll still find them as technically a marble.
Yep.
And my last name is Cody Kemp. That's
Kemp. Kemp.
AEMPH. Yep.
Oh, 8 with an H. I'm going to add it to my show notes. Now, before I go into the questions, I'm curious because I see these big marbles there. The big 2-inch ones, are they still meant to be played with and shot, or are they more of a novelty for collectors?
No, they played with those, and what's interesting about it is that very few of these survived mint condition because they have so much mass. And when it hit another marble, it's going to chip 1 or 2 of those marbles. And so you'll see these just beat up.
Wow.
I heard Doug talking about his shooters. These would have been called boulders, and they would not have been played with in the same way that you would have done like that. You would have actually taken it, and it would have been more of a huck and
like a chuck, like Cy Young.
Yeah, well, it's a
not like not like a bocce ball.
Yeah, I was thinking like a bocce ball, like a roll, but you're saying like
more like a chase game. The person would throw their marble out there, another person would try to hit it, and then they would just take turns going at each other's marble till one person hit the other marble.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you just put on a pair of boxing gloves and go at it?
No, that's fun, Doug. We used to play something like that when I was a kid, and then I forget what the rules we made up, but whoever scored the point would go up and you won all the marbles. Like that was yeah. I don't know if that's the case for me.
I heard Charlie talking about kids playing marbles still, and he hasn't met my daughters. They love playing marbles.
Oh, man. They love them.
Well, that's good. See, it does still exist, Charlie.
They bring a little bag of marbles to church to show their friends.
Really? Well, they are really. Once you discover,
the minister's thrilled.
Once you discover marbles, you realize the beauty in them for sure.
And one thing I just want to say real quick is every time someone hears about me being involved with marbles, they turn into a little kid themselves. A lady at the post office, oh, marbles? She says, I love marbles. And she gets talking about the marbles she has or that her grandmother gave her, or that she played with when she was young. And it just brings back that childhood memory that just is so joyful for them.
For sure. Yeah, it's very nostalgic. And everyone is captivated by the colors and patterns of marbles. So I can see why people get rooked in.
When you've got something that's as beautiful.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Look at that.
That is beautiful.
I can't believe that's even a marble. I mean, that's like...
It's a planet.
Yeah, you could kill a guy with that, Doug. It looks like one of those big giant lollipops you'd buy at the store, Doug, and it takes you like 3 years to eat. So
when you're talking about something with such beauty, it is difficult to not fall in love with them.
All right, let me jump into the beginning so I can keep the show with some sort of a pace here.
Organization,
yeah. Before I get into the questions, let's explain to people, what even makes you guys experts. Can you explain to us how your interest in marbles began, when it began, and what was the moment where you were hooked and you just knew that you were going to collect these things for your whole life?
Yeah, your marble moment.
I'll start with that. I played marbles as a kid. I loved marbles, and I lived for recess time so I could go out and play marbles. I went on a field trip in the 3rd grade, I believe it was, or 4th grade, and we saw a section of toys, and there was a big marble in there, and it was like some of these, and I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't know they made marbles that big, and had this ribbons of colored glass. It's so beautiful, and I remember thinking back then, if I ever find one of those, I'm going to get it and just put it on my shelf or something. And years passed, and I was in college. Actually, back up. When I was in high school, I found a leather marble bag of marbles in the hayloft of an old dilapidated barn. And I opened them up and looked at them, and I saw one in there. It wasn't a big one like that, but it had the same ribbons of glass, colored glass in it. It reminded me of the one I saw at the museum as a kid. And I thought, I know that's an old marble, but I didn't know anything more than that. And so I put them in a jars, and that's where I started getting interested in marbles. And I started collecting them, because when I was 12 years old, I was too old for marbles, so I took them to the lake and I shot all my marbles out in the lake with a slingshot. And so when I found this baggie or marble bag of marbles, I thought, I'm going to keep that and I'm going to add to it as I find other ones. And I just had a mix of new and old marbles. But when I was in college, I had them sitting on top of my refrigerator in a wine decanter, and a buddy came over to study and he saw them up there and he said, "Oh, you collect marbles too? So do I." And I thought, well, no, I have marbles, but I don't collect them. Who would do that? That's dumb. And I actually said that, and he said, "Well, I collect them." And I said, "I'm sorry, Kurt." And so anyhow, So next time I saw him, he brought a book that he had on marbles over, and Everett Grist book. It was a blue edition, and there were marbles in there with figurines in them, and some that looked like candy stripes, and some that had like gold flecks in them, and it's just beautiful stuff. And then I looked at the prices in this book. I thought, holy cow, $100 for a marble, or some were thousands. And that's where I turned into a collector. I started looking for them on the weekend, and so did Kurt. And then we would come to school. We were in medical school at the time, and we'd sit in the back of the class on Monday morning and say, "What marbles did you find over the weekend?" These are the ones that I got. And it was very exciting, and it just turned into a hobby that grew and grew and grew. And over the last 40 years, I got more and more involved with it, more knowledgeable about it. And that's, I guess, what made me an expert. It's just the experience that comes with time.
Yeah, I'd read that you started like the first West Coast Marble Show or something like that?
Yes. Yeah, the Pacific Northwest Marble Conventions, because I live in Washington State, and there was very few collectors out this area compared to the East Coast. There are more collectors on the East Coast and the central part of the country, but over here in the Northwest, there wasn't that much going on as far as collectors go. I thought, well, I'm going to bring a marble show here, because then marble shows back in other states. And so I started the Pacific Northwest Marble Convention. I messaged everybody I knew, and we had over $1 million of marbles at our marble show. And
wow.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, I did it for 3 years, and then it became the SeaTac Marble Show, and then it's changed names several times, but it's still going on. It's still to this day a marble show.
That's great. That's great. Cody, what's your origin story? What got you involved before I move into the questions?
My origin story starts at Jeff Baker.
You married in. You married in.
When you marry the daughter of the man that has arguably one of the largest collections, if not the largest collection of marbles in the world, you start taking a look at the marbles every time you go over and see your in-laws, and you just start looking at these things, and you're like, what's that one, Jeff? What's that one, Jeff? And then eventually we sat down one day, and Jeff sat me down, and he pulled out all the cases, all the different types, and at the time he was predominantly only German handmades, and we can get into what that actually refers to in a little bit, but he was predominantly only into German handmade marbles. But in the German handmade marble world, there's only about 1,000 different types of marbles and different variations and different and so trying to sit down and study it, we were there for 8 hours at least.
Well, he had a crash course, but he's a quick study. And so, he really picked it up quickly. And I appreciate that, just because you always are concerned if something were to happen to me, what's going to happen with my collection? Is it going to get sold on pennies on the dollar, But having a son-in-law that knows about marbles and their value,
it'll be left in good hands.
It carries on. Yeah. And Doug, I can picture too, Doug, like I can picture like I meet this new girl and I'm dating her and I meet her dad and I'm like, what's your dad into? Golf or trucks? And like, no, marbles. And be like, oh, I guess I better get into marbles real quick.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
that's about how it happened.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
And he also had a couple fast cars. We talked about fast cars too.
Okay.
But marbles dominated the majority of every conversation, and now we're 10 years later, and I'm showing Jeff some stuff that I'm seeing that's like this is a different type of marble than you've ever shown me, and it's it'll be a variation of a German handmade marble that creates infinitely more value to it because it's a one-off of an already very rare type of marble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious for what you've already told us, both of you. Where would you go to search out, try to find the next great marble? Are there places that you know of, not necessarily online because everybody can search that out, but would you go to an antique store or whatever?
You can still find some incredible stuff in antique stores.
Okay.
I always say that marble collecting is the original toy collecting. You have comic books that you can find in those places, but they are still a toy that is arguably extremely valuable to collect. But the thing is so many people overlook it because they go straight to the comic books that are rare,
Right.
the trading cards that are rare, the coins that are rare, but they overlook marbles because they're little hunks of glass that nobody ever cared about.
So you're saying they're lower on the attention scale.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to know what you're looking at.
Yeah,
And that's what makes it exciting because there's a lot of hidden treasures out there.
Yep.
right.
You just got to know what to look for.
So talking about, and I want to say thank you, Bethesda DBA Ministries Chaplain for Change. I always mess up the name, but thank you for the super sticker.
Jason, I'd like to.
Yes.
How does one know if a marble is valuable?
Well, let me get into it. I got an outline and I don't want to drift too far off. So let's start at question 1. I haven't even gotten there yet. So Jeff, Cody, to start the beginning, for someone like us that goes out and happenstance digs marbles out of the ground, what are some of the clues or visual clues we can look at to help determine the age of these marbles before we even get into value and patterns? How can we tell if it's old or new, some sort of a time frame?
You want to take that, Cody?
Yeah. So I'd like to break that out to 2 main categories, and it's going to be glass marbles and non-glass marbles. Okay. Now, pulling up here, I don't know if
it can.
There you
look
go.
at that.
Oh,
man.
These are going to be Bennington bisque marbles. Okay, and they are bisque.
I think I have a picture of one. I'll bring it up just so people can see a clear one. So these are Bennington. These are clay marbles that we find a lot detecting, and they're often like painted different colors. And I had heard some colors are rarer than others. Jeff, is that true on these Benningtons?
They are. Yeah, I just sold one for $100 this last week. Now, and Benningtons normally are worth cents, 50 cents. There's a lot for a Bennington typically. But rare colors would be pink or black or green. Now, green isn't as rare as the black and pink, though.
Yeah, really? A lot of these marbles, these would have been the first mass-produced marble that you would have found. And they would have been a bisque rolled into a ball, thrown into an oven, and then baked with that glaze. And those little eyes that you see on those, that's where they would have snapped the marbles apart from each other when the glaze had hardened.
I see.
The glaze had hardened.
Okay.
So those little dots right there. I see. Okay.
Yep. But these are the earliest marbles, and they predate about 1850.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, they're that old.
1800s.
Yep,
Yeah.
mid
I didn't-
1800s.
I
Well,
didn't
they
know
made
were
them
that
later
old.
too, but that was primarily the marbles, those and just clay marbles,
Yep.
just plain clay that kids were playing with before the first glass marbles came out in the late 1840s, early 1850s.
Now,
So
why is
then-
it that they have no value? If they're, I guess they made so many of them
Because
because
yep, they're
okay,
common.
I got you.
They're common.
Okay.
They're
And
very old, but they're common, and so they don't have any collectible rarity.
It does have, there are some ones that are rare colors. So just like your coin collecting where you'd have limited runs, like he said, the pink ones, the black ones, the green ones, those are going to be your rarest of that Bennington style. But those blues and those browns, the only way you're going to get into rarity is going to be with size. And they did make big ones. They made 1.5 ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
Was the Bennington because of the name of the manufacturer or the town of Bennington, Vermont? What gave it the name Bennington?
I don't.
I
know
think
the
they were.
answer to that.
I think
don't know the answer to that.
I actually looked that up before, Doug. It has no relation to Bennington, Vermont. They were actually made overseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in Germany.
Germany.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Maybe in Bennington, Germany. Huh?
wherever. And I want to say that we found some of them, but sometimes over the years, the glaze comes off, and we just find it looks like a clay
Ball.
bisque ball. But really, it might have little specks of the glaze that have just fallen off over a century and a half in the ground.
They
Were
had,
they hand painted?
dyed. They had dyed clay marbles as well. And that's what I think you're seeing there.
Oh, maybe that's what
this
it is.
glaze stays on pretty well. I think that it's just the clay that was dyed. The dye will flake off sometimes, and they'll look like that.
Okay.
But most marbles that are not, I mean, that you'd have metal ones that aren't even technically, they're not even technically marbles to begin with. They would be steel bearings. But all non-glass marbles, those are going to fall into some of your oldest marble types. In the 1840s, that's when the first glass marbles start coming online. And I'll bring up.
I have some photos here too. I'll bring in once I.
wow.
Look at that one, Doug.
Wow.
Now that's a germ. That's a germ. Was Germany, I guess, like the king of these hand?
The
Okay.
craftsmen in Germany, they were the ones that absolutely started all glass marble manufacturing.
That's right. Those are all German handmade glass marbles, and they were made from a cane of glass that they would construct the pattern that they wanted the marble to look like into a cane. And then they would work one at a time. They stretch that. It'd be kind of big to begin with, and stretch it to get the diameter of the marble that they wanted. Those are the canes
Canes right there.
And those are the leftover pieces after they were done making marbles.
But
you cooled too much.
You can see where they were trying to spin another marble off of some of those canes. And I think, Charlie, you were one of the people asking, are marbles like snowflakes? They are, in a sense, that there are limited runs, even of the German handmades, but you have ones that are considered same cane marbles that would have all been off of one cane of glass. And that's another it's another unique way of collecting marbles, is even just collecting ones that all came off of the same cane.
Because
Wow.
But they would still be unique from each other, though, because the swirls
Yes.
could be different thicknesses or what have you.
Right. And one thing that we discovered, I had a group of 11 from the same cane, and the amount of twist in that marble increased as it went further down the cane. The very first marble off of that cane would sometimes be a single pontil marble, where the end would kind of splay out the colors, and then it would come to only where they separate it for the very first time, and it would have only one pontil at the marble, and it wouldn't have any twist at all to it. And then further down the marble, that same pattern would twist more and more and more to the point where it was almost like a hurricane, you know, and you couldn't even tell what it was, what the pattern was.
Because as the glass was cooling, you would have had that, it would have been more difficult for the glass to twist off. And so it would have been cooling at a rate that would have been faster than the first marbles off of the cane.
And when you say, just for the people out there, when you say the word pontil, the pontil, let me see if I can bring that in. I'll play this little, you sent me a little video clip. I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I'm going to play it. The pontil is where the ball marble touches either that cane or a stick. And once the marble's ready, you would break it off of the mother piece, we'll call it. And I guess it would leave a little mark on the marble. Is that correct?
Well, kind of. They use marble scissors to clip it. Now that pontil right there, if you look at it in that video, it's faceted. Did you see those little facets right there on that pontil?
Let me make it full screen. Hold on. And my mouse is acting up, so whatever reason. Let me see if I can make it.
Did you feed it today?
And Jason,
so you're saying right
right
there.
That's where the pontil is.
Right there, yeah.
So that's where it broke off of, or they. I'm going to let me
it off of the cane. And that's the basal pontil. It has little tiny facets. Now this other end doesn't have the facet. It's the cupped pontil, because they'd use a little cup to kind of like work the marble, make it round, and then get it down to a fine point, and then they'd snip it with marble scissors. And up until 1880, they always finished that pontil by faceting it to make it as round as possible.
Yeah, I guess so it'll still roll.
If you will find two different types of German handmade pontils. You'll find three, but the main two you'll find are rough pontils and polished pontils, like and faceted pontils, where they took and they polished it on a wheel, and you'll see little tiny
facets
that you would find in a ring or something of a diamond.
The diamond.
And so you'll see, yep. You'll see little smooth spots, and if you rewind that video, so your viewers can see the beginning part of that, because that's a big dating key.
Point.
Yep, because that'll tell you. See that end that's kind of jumping around on you?
Yeah. You know how old that is.
The light will jump around, and that'll tell you if it's between 1840, 1850, and 1880, because they stopped doing it at 1880. They started seeing that it took too long to have a guy sitting there on a grinding wheel, grinding these things down. They're like, kids are going to be playing with these. Why do they need to have a smooth end?
Don't waste your time. Get them out the door.
Put it in the box, Phil.
Gotcha. So these handmade marbles, I guess, like you said, some would have two pontils because one was clipped off in front of it and then it's clipped off at the back. But some will have one pontil if it was the head marble or the last marble.
So zoom back to
before you show them, Cody.
Yeah.
Usually they're going to have two pontils.
Yep.
Yeah, I would imagine most of them are coming from the center.
Right. Almost all of them are going to have two pontils, and usually they would clip the end of the cane off before they made their first marble.
Oh, okay.
All canes will have a single pontil, but Cody's going to show you one right now that has only one pontil.
So that end doesn't have the pontil, but you can see where it starts.
Yeah.
I see it, yes.
This would have been the first off of the cane.
Very first.
And that is another rare type of marble that you're going to find out there.
So if you find a marble if you find a marble with one pontil mark, that's a scarcer one because that was on I got you. Okay, so that's something to look for.
It's interesting. You can see that with the naked eye. You don't need a jeweler's loupe to
Nope.
Yeah.
identify it.
So
Yeah,
versus this one being a pontil on that side and a pontil on that side.
I see it. Yes, I see it. I think there's actually, hold on, I'm going to bring in the video again because I think you sent me the next video clip is a single pontil, I believe. Let me see. After this one plays, I think it goes right into the single.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Here it is, right here.
Yep,
That's
there it is.
That's
That's
the
the
same
marble
marble.
right there.
So
Right.
there's the pontil on that end, Doug.
Yeah,
And then as he rolled it over,
it's nice and round.
nothing on the other end. So
Yeah.
So not only are you looking for the actual mark or where the mark was, but you're looking for the tightness of those swirls where it was twisted off.
Well, the more of a twist it has, I think the more visual appeal it gives the marble, and so that increases the value. There's many factors that increase value in marbles, but the prettier the marble, the better generally. And there's different features that make them rare, and there aren't as many that twist a lot. And so if you've got a marble that twists a lot, that's going to be less common, and so therefore more valuable.
Yep.
I got you. Okay. And then, all right. So we've got the Benningtons, the clay marbles. We're starting to get into the German marbles. When I was looking, and I don't know if this is right because I am a complete novice, Doug, but it looked like I'd found 5 categories of handmade German marbles. And I'm going to bring them up and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Oh, you know what? Actually, before I do that, let me show this last one that you sent me with the pontils, because this one's really cool, Doug. This one, not only, I think it wasn't labeled if it was a single or a double pontil.
That's double
cool,
pontil.
a double. But look at that, Doug, when he hits it with that UV light. It almost glows.
Wow.
It does.
Is there uranium in that?
No. It's
I don't know, Doug.
It's from the furnaces that were fueled by wood fire, and it just made the impurities of that glass just reactive to UV light.
So you would have had, and that's another way of dating marbles.
Yeah.
Is when because you're talking about the 1800s into the 1900s. So you're talking about when furnaces were going from wood-fired furnaces for these glass marbles to gas-fired furnaces, and the impurities in the wood that they were using helped make those earlier marbles UV glass.
Who would even think that would relate to the quality of the glass?
Exactly.
It's unbelievable.
And so,
you're going for a certain temperature regardless, right?
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Sorry about my
marbles that were made about World War I. That's about the end of the handmade era for marbles.
Yeah. So
those will not react to UV light because they were natural gas furnaces.
So then we get back into the glass marbles, but these
look at that.
Yeah, these now get into what it's considered transitional. Oh, there we go. Transitional glass marbles, and they would have been made. These are the earliest American-made marbles.
These are American, yeah, hand-gathered glass, finished. This one was finished by a machine. Here, MF Christensen is the company.
They don't even look like glass.
Yeah.
Are they translucent? Like, I know you said they're glass, but if you huddle up to a light, you can see through them.
Oh yeah, yes. So that's a slag, the green one that Cody showed you. That's an MF Christensen slag, a large one. This other one is called a horizontal swirl Navarre, and they call it a Navarre because it came from Navarre, Ohio, and that was where they produced that there in Barberton area.
But I want to get something across to your viewers. because it's a big dating, it's another date marker. And it's that 1910 to 1920. German handmade marbles would have been made pre-World War I in Germany. Once World War I hit, they stopped making them. Those glass factories were for other things at that point. They weren't able to use the gas. The gas was needed for other things. So you stopped making German handmade marbles in 1910, somewhat into 1920. But that is a hard cutoff. So if you have a marble that has pontils, it's a German handmade marble. If you don't have the pontils, it's not a German handmade marble. And it's post 1920.
One
And
thing
they
I want to say.
They never
went back.
reinstituted that process?
Yeah,
Wow.
America never
No.
made any with pontils. They're all
Yes. America made these transitional marbles, and they have a different kind of a pontil.
They have a different type of pontil.
The pontil on these Navars, I'm going to bring it up to the camera, is let's see here.
There you go.
Yep, it'll come into focus in a second. There
There
we
you
go.
Okay. The pontil looks like it's melted, just like a belly button. Do you see that?
Yes.
Does it stick out?
No, it's fairly flat on the marble, but that kind of pontil was trademarked for those marbles, and they were made a little bit differently. They weren't cane. They weren't a cane-made marble. They were one at a time, hand gathered.
It's a very slow process.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why they didn't make very many of them. So if you're collecting that type of marble, it's a very collectible type of marble.
This green slag here, they made quite a few of these, but they're rare if they're big. Just so you know, like a small one like this would be $20. On this side, a few $100s.
Yeah, when you say big, what sizes are we talking? Like, it seems like the ones we find are like maybe the circumference of like a penny. Does that sound about right, Doug?
Yeah.
Normal marble size. Yeah.
Typical 5/8 inch to 7/8 inch. That's common. But you get bigger than that, that's a little less common. And you get over an inch, it's way less common.
Yep.
Yes.
Really?
Same for Doug. Over an inch is really uncommon. For marbles, guys.
This is the abuse I have to take.
Jeff, let me wrap up the section with the Germans, and I'm going to move on.
Okay.
I wanted to show a couple of the different style German marbles. I grabbed most of these from Jeff's website.
That would be a Latticino swirl.
Hold on, let me see if I can make this.
And that Latticino, you can tell it because it's the center core has a lattice-like pattern. You can see through it.
How do they even make that? It looks like there's like a.
They pull each one of those white canes of glass. They pull each one, and they're little threads of glass that then get built into a cane of glass, and then it's stretched out just like
it's layered.
Yep.
They make it in layer upon layer. They started with a clear core. They laid all those white ribbon or threads of glass out parallel on a hot plate and rolled that clear cane of glass over top of it and adhered to it. But it's so symmetrical, they had to determine where the start and stop point was for that roll to make it complete.
Yep.
And then they would coat it in clear glass again.
Oh, I see another coat on the outside.
Yep.
Now, good.
Then they would lay down those colored ribbons. And make those spaced out and adhere those to it. Then they would coat it again in the outer layer of clear glass. So it's isn't
that crazy? Yeah, all that time and expense to sell them to kids for like a penny, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like, man, I just can't believe all the effort.
And you know what's really amazing to me is that the makers of these marbles were doing it. They were getting paid by production, not by their artistry.
They were piecework.
So, and so the people that really put their heart and soul into it for the kids, that was kind of few and far between. And so to get the ones that are really well crafted, those are very collectible. And guess what the kids wanted to play for? The pretty marbles.
Yeah.
And so those are the ones that got all chipped up. And so to find one in mint condition or really high grade, that's very uncommon.
Now, the average of these, you said they were called Latticinios?
Latticino.
Laticinos. And I'm sure the prices are all over the place, but if someone were to find one of these Laticinos, I can't even say the word.
Latticino.
If someone were to dig one of these up, is there a ballpark? Like, do they have a good marble? I mean, let's get rid of condition because a lot of marbles are going to be chipped up. But just in general, is that a good marble find? A marble of this Latticino variety?
Okay, so this particular one is a really well made one, and the one that Cody's showing is a very good one too because of its size and the color of the core is different. You notice it's orange and yellow.
Yeah.
And so that was an uncommon color. So it depends on the color of the core in a Latticino.
Yep.
I've got most marbles, most Latticinos that you're going to dig up are going to be worth $10 or less.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Most
so
of
not unless you get a rare one.
But if you get one that's in really great shape and a really well made and a fairly good size or rare colors to the core, and if you go to my website, oldraremarbles.com, I define what to look for. If you want to know what a rare one is, I tell you what colors are rare. And so let's say you found a Latticino like that had a red core. Now you're looking at a marble that could be easily worth over $100. And
one with a black core,
could be $1,000.
$1,000.
Ah,
so the color of the core is very.
Can you make a generalized statement that like any glass marble that has black is usually more valuable, or is that a false statement?
Not any glass marble, any German handmade marble.
Black
that's a swirl. That's a swirl, not some of the other types, like a Joseph's coat, for example, will have black, and that's not necessarily that rare. But a swirl with black it wasn't a commonly used color. I don't know why, but they didn't use it very often at all. And so
it didn't make colors pop.
Yeah.
They were going for eye appeal. That's
that
what your audience. Your audience is kids, and kids love pretty stuff, and black isn't pretty.
Colorful, yes. Yeah. Black is not colorful.
All right, you even see that in machine-made marbles later on. Kids wanted the more vibrant colored machine-mades.
All right, so that was the Latticino. You can kind of see with their style. They all look similar. Yeah. And again, you can check out Jeff's website for more examples.
Could I just ask a question here?
Yeah.
On your website, do you have any videos of these types of marbles being made?
I don't.
No, being made Doug. They're made in the 1850s, Doug.
Well, there's somebody. Cameras. I get that, but there's got to be somebody, a glass blower or whatever, that's trying to emulate that process. I find that would be fascinating to watch.
It's a great idea. Yeah, it's great. I should probably look for that and put that on the website.
We'll talk to some of the marble artists because we'll talk a little bit later on in the video about how to age some of these. But you are right, Doug. There are now handmade marble that are still being handmade. When you asked, did they ever pick that back up in Germany as toys? They never picked that back up. Yeah. As artists and in America and as a hobby, they picked that back up. But those are a very different type of marble. They're not made as a toy. They're made as an art piece.
As an art form.
Collectible.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
They're called contemporary swirls. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So then after the Latticinos, which was one of the German varieties, I'll bring up the next one, Doug. And this one is called, I believe it's called an onion skin. Now, how is that? Now, obviously, visually, it looks different. What's the difference of this one as far as how the marble was made?
These always have a clear central core. If you held that up and backlit it, you would look down the pontil. you see the light shines right through that marble because the core is clear.
Only from
And-
that orientation, though, not a different.
Yes, right,
Okay.
right. Then it was layered with a skin of color, usually white or yellow as the background base to the color. And then other colors were applied on top of that. So this one here, what we're seeing is 2 panels of white with blue, and then 2 panels of yellow with red spots on it. And so that particular marble would be called a 4-paneled onion skin. So it's got red on each side and blue on each side.
Gotcha.
And they use the white and the yellow as your lighter colors, and then they would put darker colors over it, and they would make them pop. Onion skins are predominantly some of the oldest found German handmade marbles.
Yeah, typically
Most of them are going to have faceted pontils, and they would have been an earlier style of them making them.
And if you had a darker color base on an onion skin, that would be rare. Cody's got one here that's one of his favorite marbles that he showed earlier. That onion skin, it didn't have a light color base. It's just got a mix of colors, a lot of darker colors that make up the base on that marble.
Now, this particular one kind of looks out of round at the top. Is that because of the color scheme, or is it maybe
you're looking at the twist?
Okay.
Yeah, it's round.
So
It's just an
it's
illusion.
an optical illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And same thing.
Twist of the marble.
And I guess just like the last one, the color dictates the value. The rarer colors probably bring in more of a premium because they didn't make as many.
With onion skins, there are many features that make them rare, and we're getting ready to do
our next YouTube video is going to be that we're going to film a 3.5 hour chunk of time and split it up into about hour long, or not hour, probably
20-minute
20-minute videos for people to be a little easier digestible. But after you're done watching all those, you will know everything there is to know. There's different panels, there's different lobes, there's different colors, there's different.
They can take an onion skin and make it more rare by adding mica flakes, like silvery looking mica flakes to it to give it the zazz, or Lutz, little gold flakes to it.
Yep.
To make it step out.
Go back to your go back to me. This is also an onion skin.
You can bring that.
But see those little gold flakes in there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
an onion skin Lutz.
Oh, that's an onion skin.
Yep. So see how it's got a white base with color over it?
Yeah,
you can actually
onion skin.
It looks like layers.
Yep. But with that Lutz in there, the
Lutz is really small in that one, but yeah.
Okay.
Show them that Lutz. Show them that Lutz. This is a different kind of. It's not an onion skin, but you can see the Lutz in this way better.
Now these are also 1800s. All of these, correct?
Yes.
Yes. These all go back
so that it reflects the Lutz.
Now, see, that looks totally different than the last. I wouldn't even have thought that's the same class of marble as the last.
No, it's
not. It's not.
Oh, it's not.
He's trying to show you the Lutz in it.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
The sparkly flake in there.
Yes. Just little flecks that kind of catch your eye as you move it around.
Yeah, looks like glitter. Yeah,
I gotcha. All right,
but but with onion skins, they would sometimes indent them and make them look like lobes, so that the marble wasn't completely round inside; it was indented inside and then covered with clear glass. And so there's so many different things that can do with onion skins that they did with onion skins that were rare that really makes the value pop.
Yep,
I gotcha.
What's that next marble type?
The next one, let me bring it up. Hold on. The next one, Doug, I have is this one. And I hope I even got it right.
Ooh.
Where
that's another onion skin.
Oh, see, online it was referred to as an end of day marble, and I was
That's
confused
because of the
because
spots. That's because of the spots.
Yep.
An end of day was typically referred to at the end of the day. They would use leftover glass pieces and make a cane of marbles and usually onion skin types.
Like a
And
mishmash.
so-
yeah,
Yep,
and
yep.
they have like little individual little circles like we're seeing there.
Yep.
Little spots of glass over a white onion skin base. And
Now,
then-
I would think as an amateur, that the end of day ones would be more collectible because they're all so unique, one of a kind. Because it's just whatever you had laying around. Is there truth to
Yeah,
that?
That is true.
they
Okay.
are pursued. Yeah, I think they have a lot of eye appeal and pizzazz
Yeah,
as well.
I think
In fact, this one marble that we were looking at earlier, that was a single pontil one. That was an onion skin end of day single pontil, what they call a cloud, because it just kind of ends like a hot air balloon, in there.
Oh, gotcha. I think I even have another picture of that coming up. But let me go through these. I think I have two more of these German kinds. Oh, here's
Yeah,
another
there's
close
that
up.
Lutz.
Yep, there's that close up.
Yep.
And you
See
can
the Lutz
see,
in that? Yeah.
yeah. Can you see the shiny areas, Doug?
Yeah.
So this is an,
You
if I
find
have it
one
right.
with that in it,
So this is,
automatically spikes the price.
oh, so anything with Lutz in it is a more valuable marble.
Extremely more valuable.
Yep.
Yeah. This one here that Cody was showing, that's almost 2.5 inches. This is one of the largest examples of it. So it's many thousands of dollars.
Probably over a $10,000 marble.
Wow. That's crazy, Doug.
That
And they
is-
call them clowns when they're on a white base and they have spots of red, blue, green, and yellow. And this one also has Lutz.
The more colors you have, the more valuable it is too.
Now, let's just, for argument's sake, say we found one of these in the ground. That's been in the ground for 100, 150 years, whatever. Is that going to detract from the quality, or can you wash it off and it's going to look just as good as the day it was made?
If it's preserved,
I think it'll be fine. I think depends on the kind of soil it's in, obviously, but I think that you can wash it off, and I would just wash it off with soap and water,
Right.
but gently. You don't want to scratch the glass if there's abrasiveness from the soil.
and don't use like a jeweler's cloth.
No.
A jeweler's cloth that would kind of mar up that surface.
Okay.
But do you see that this is a perfect example of an original surface marble? Do you see those little lines in the light?
The reflection.
That are all, yep, they're imperfections in the glass. That's another way that you can tell if a marble's been polished or if it's original surface. You'll have those imperfections in the glass when it's original surface.
Looks like paintbrush marks.
I see them.
Or
Yeah.
styling.
Yeah.
They're just
Right
like
here.
cold lines,
Yes.
cold
Right
glass
there,
lines.
Doug.
Yep.
Yep. I see them.
And that's where the maker was working the glass, and you will always have that to some degree on an original surface handmade marble.
Yep.
And so if you've got one that's perfectly smooth and the light reflects back and it almost starbursts, suspect it's been buffed or polished, and that hurts value, hurts it quite a bit.
Wow.
Wow. That's cool.
I'm going to start going to antique stores and looking for
I'm
these.
telling you, I got more here,
Yeah.
Doug. Let's see.
Okay.
All right, this next one, another German still. I got two more. This one is, I think it's called a Clambroth. Is that right, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what makes a marble a Clambroth?
A clam broth, it got its name because it's typically was in a off-white base glass, like clam juice broth, I guess you
Yep.
might say.
That kind of milky white glass.
Right.
Is
so
that
it's,
opaque?
Yes. It's an opaque glass. It does not have a central clear core like an onion skin does. It's opaque all the way through. But it has the color on the very surface of the marble. Well, it's not encased in clear glass. So those bands of color are vulnerable to be chipped off. And Clambroths were very lightweight compared to the other glass marbles, and they chip easily. And so the kids quit buying them because they weren't knocking other marbles out of the circle, and they got damaged too easily. So they quit making them. And so you will not find very many Clambroths.
Hint, hint, hint. Another value marker there.
Yeah.
The fewer they are of it, they got chipped easier. You find one of these in decent condition,
It'll be a big seller.
Level up on a big seller right there.
Wow.
Yep.
And again, color matters.
Yeah.
You've got, most of them are on a white base. A few were made with a black base, and very, very few were made with a blue base. Cody's showing you one right now.
Oh, hold on.
This is the largest blue-based Clambroth that exists.
Oh, I have a good picture of that coming up. I believe I have a good shot of it. I don't want to lose my
This
spot.
was almost 2 inches, and it was featured on the cover of the Smithsonian magazine.
Wow, really?
Insanely rare marble.
Yeah.
What's that worth?
Yeah.
That's got to be a pretty penny.
About 20 grand.
Yep.
Wow, for one marble, that's nuts.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you hold up again, Cody? I have a picture later, but I don't know. I just want to see.
I've got 2 blue-based Clambroths that are under an inch, just a little bit under an inch, that I paid over $10,000 a piece for them.
Look how beautiful the lot. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
And what's the age of this?
Show them the panel, Cody.
I see it. I see it.
can
The
see it,
bottom.
yeah. The other end. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Okay.
Look,
All right, Doug.
Look at that.
Doug, this is your test. This is your test, Doug. When was this made?
Early 1800s.
No, it's too early.
Between 1850 and 1880 because of the faceted panel.
So you can tell it's down to a 30-year time period.
So this is the Abraham Lincoln era marble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln probably, you heard it first here, Abraham Lincoln probably played with that exact marble.
Wow. Now, Jeff, if after the show someone emails you and says, "Hey, I'll give you 20 grand for that marble," are you selling it, or is there's no way it's leaving your collection?
No,
that's a one of one. That is a one of one. He says it's worth 20,000, but it's whatever.
It's priceless.
Right?
I get it.
That's it.
Yeah,
I get it.
My wife's got a marble like that, and I asked her that same question. I said, "Tammy, would you sell that marble for $20,000, $25,000? If somebody came with cash, $25,000, would you sell that marble?" And she said, "No."
Yeah.
I said, $30,000, would you sell it? No. 35? No. She wasn't going to sell it. So, and she's had people offer jewelers making diamond rings for her and everything and trade for that marble. She just won't sell it.
Well, some things I get it. It brings happiness to your life, and money comes and goes, but you keep what you keep what you like, Dougie.
Yep.
Jason, think about this. We don't sell any of our stuff.
No, I've never, but I don't fault people that do, but I just, it brings me joy looking at it, and I would spend the money.
Oh man, that token, that marble token you guys showed in the beginning of this video.
That's awesome.
I about fell out of my chair seeing that thing. I thought that was the coolest.
It was the coolest thing. And that's what kind of first piqued our marble interest. I mean, we had found a couple marbles before that, but the research in looking up that metal and trying to look up the kid, and that's what kind of first got us more excited about marbles, although we never really pursued trying to figure out, and we'll get into more of them when I get into the American ones. It's so overwhelming. You get a marble and you don't know if it's this or that or this. So I joined some Facebook groups, and I would just take a picture and put it in and say, "Hey guys, what do I got?" And I might get, 20 people reply. I would go with the majority and say, well, it must be with the majority, because there's always some people that say the wrong thing. So educating yourself is really, the goal.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons for this channel that we're starting up. Jeff is an absolute treasure trove of knowledge. Being that I'm his son-in-law and I've been able to get to tutor under him, and get, we're trying to fit 40 years worth of knowledge on this table into 20 minutes, but our YouTube channel is going to cover this in depth. And yeah, if any of your viewers have, if this sparks anything for them and they say, man, how do you really get into what are these different types? What are the different values? We're going to be going, our whole first probably 40 videos are just going to be on German handmade marbles and their types and their values and what makes them, what to look out for on those little details that we're going to be showing people marbles that they don't even know exist.
Yeah.
They're not in books.
They're not in books.
No.
They're not in, they are a one of, and just fascinating stuff.
I love teaching people about marbles, and so that's really what this channel is for, is to share knowledge and to give people education. I get on the Facebook groups. In fact, I just posted a post that said you need to know the difference, and that's all I said. And I showed 2 different marbles, and they look the same, and a lot of people got put their 2 cents into what they thought they were, and some people were right, some people were wrong. They look very similar, but they're very different marbles.
This marble is a couple $100. This marble is a couple $1,000.
I was going to say the one on the left in your right hand looked to be a nicer quality, just with the little bit you held up there.
Yeah, I don't know if I say a couple thousand. I think it's more than that. I don't think it's a couple thousand.
More, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have a picture of that one coming up too, Doug.
Yeah. Who would you say invented the marble? Would it be the Germans, or does it go back further than that?
I've got a glass marble, and maybe that's one of your questions later. I don't know, Jason, but
I'm going to cut some questions off because we're going really long.
I got a marble that was excavated in the 4th century. 4th century.
Wow.
Marble from Venice, Italy.
Well,
yeah, I think they went back really far, like Egyptians.
I can buy that, and I'll tell you why. When I went to Venice, we took a ride out to Murano, which is noted for their glass blowing, and I could believe that was part of their. Now, I didn't see anybody blowing glass when I was there, or blowing marbles, but I could believe that it would go back that far, because they have that art form down to an art.
Let me bring up the last German one, Doug. So I want to get to American, and we've already been going an hour. So let me go right. I'm going to have to interrupt you. Let me go to this last one of the German ones. What are we looking at here?
That's an Indian. That's an Indian. It's got black opaque glass and surface colored bands. It's the same. It had the same problem that the Clambroth did, with that opaque glass being softer, weaker, and lighter than the rest of the glasses. And with those surface bands, they hadn't coated it in a clear glass. So the clear glass wasn't its protection anymore. And so when it would hit, every one of those bands became a fracture point when the kids were playing. Very few of these have made it to light.
So the Indians, I think they got their name because they had natural colors of like the earth and sky, fire, so they would have yellows and reds and blues and, greens, natural colors on top of a black opaque base.
Yep.
Wow.
That's the Indian swirls.
And all the Indian, and again, Doug, these are all just the German ones. So you get one of these. Yeah. This is all pre-World War I. Is that correct, guys?
Yep. Pre-World War I.
They'll all have pontil marks. So, when someone digs up a marble now, take a look at it. Look for the pontil first.
Just to give a reminder to your viewers, that pontil you see it right there. It's where all those colors come up together into one mark, and then you'd have them on mirror poles on either end of the marble.
All right, well, that's going to be a good one, Doug. That'll at least help us figure out if it was handmade or machine made.
Yep.
And
Now,
Jason, before we leave the German handmaids, that's not the only types of German handmaids. There are many other types that you haven't discussed at all, such as sulfides, banded opaques, Joseph's coats, Lutz's. I mean, it goes on and on.
It probably goes well. Like I said, I looked up the 5. But if you go, like I said, there's a link in the description of the live stream. Teresa's been putting it up there. If you go to his website, oldraremarbles.com, he's got a lot of information, and keep an eye out for their YouTube channel. Like I said, they put up their first video just like this week. The Marble Keepers. Make sure you check it out. I think they're going to put up an incredible library of videos going forward, so you can learn as they're putting them up. So everyone can look forward to that.
Interesting.
All right, so now I'm going to get into some of these guys, and are these now? These are. Hold on, let me see if I can get this right.
These are all going to be from here on out. These are going to be American made, and they're going to be machine made. They're going to be different various types of machine. You would have had a hand gathered but machine finished marble. That would have been like your MF Christensen's. But then eventually you got the worker out of the mix completely by just having a machine mix the glass and then dump it onto rollers and coolers, and then it would roll down the pipe, and they were able to mass produce these on a scale that had never been seen before. Because prior to that, they would have all been handmade one at a time. And so after that, the handmade marble makers really just went out of business, and they never were able to recover after that.
Yeah, people are commenting, and I agree. Let me bring it up off to the side. They're saying it looked like they have a seam, and some of them do. Like the swirl just kind of abruptly stops.
Yeah.
Like, why? What's the process?
Well, they'd have different vats of glass on the left and right side that would hold specific colors of glass. They would feed together and come together into a glob of glass, and that's where your seam comes from, is the two sides that have vats of glass, and they would mix them in different ways so that the colors would start and stop. And then it would drop into rollers,
and they'd cut it.
And it would cut it.
Cut lines.
And then that glob of glass would drop into the rollers, and it would roll down this corkscrew type of two rollers that were corkscrews that were kind of towards each other, and the marble would roll down and cool as it went down and make it round, and then drop into the bucket.
And these became very uniform size after that. They would have had, you would have had your shooters, and you would have had your play marbles. But you would have had the various.
So these marbles, these are all post World War I, or are they even later than that?
Yeah, this particular company is called the Peltier, and from Ottawa, Illinois. And they made marbles from 1925 to 1933.
And one way that you can tell your Peltiers, see those two blue ones and even the black one? That color goes all the way through. So they actually used they actually used blue glass, not white glass with blue over it.
How can you tell? How can you tell from looking at the outside that there's
you can't.
You can't. Okay.
You can't. I mean, you know that because you've seen broken ones.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I got you. All right, let me see. I got a few more of these here. Now, are these? Do these still have value? Like, are some of these still worth money?
Some of them do.
Is that based on color? Is there a general rule of thumb people can remember of what would make maybe one worth a little more than another, or is it still kind of random?
It's the colors.
It's mostly the colors still.
And yeah, it's the colors primarily. Like the one there on the lower left, it's got a particular name assigned to it. It's called a ketchup and mustard.
Oh, okay.
Red and yellow.
It had 3 colors.
Rare. Yeah. And then the one that's in the middle of the white base, it's hard to really tell if this picture, but it's kind of a green and a red that's kind of a burnt looking green. That's called a burnt Christmas tree. And so they have names associated with them. The one up in the top is called a tiger, the black and orangish one. And the one to the left, a Superboy.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
And were these made
so
in
they
like
all have names.
were these made in like the hundreds of thousands?
I don't think, no, not that many. They didn't make as many of these color combinations, and so that's why these are rarer. And so not like
I don't know how that
some of the Benningtons there.
I don't know how that got in there. I thought I was showing more of American ones, so I'll skip that. Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
There's your
wow.
Those are your earlier
transitions.
Yep, those are your transitional ones. So those are going to be that 18 or not.
Yeah, 1890 to like 1910.
Yeah, 1890 to 1910 is when those were starting to be made in America.
Wow, they're beautiful.
Mostly those are going to have a white, opaque glass in with a colored, and they're those would still be considered slags.
Yeah, these are slags. These are called Navars.
Yep.
And they only made them in certain colors: green, brown, purple base, transparent glass with the white mixed in it it's called a slag. You're not going to find these with red. You're not going to find these with blue.
They had limited.
Yeah, they only had certain colors.
Gotcha.
But when they spin like that, you get one that spins, it's called a horizontal swirl, and most of them didn't spin. If you look at that one kind of at the top, it's got like a big tail that comes down in between the two on the top there, the center one.
Okay.
A lot of them will just loop like that, and very few of them would spin. And so if you get the ones that they get a great spin to it, and that's from their hand gathering the glass, they just sat there and spun it like this before they finish the marble. Those are very valuable, and they're worth a couple of $1,000 a piece.
Wow. These are ones that we would like to try to find, Doug.
Well,
Yeah.
Interestingly,
one of our Ohio, right?
Ohio.
Yeah.
One of our permissions, all the finds that we had, and we did find a number of marbles there, but the finds that we were picking up throughout that field were anywhere from late 1800s to early 1900s. And I'm guessing that the marbles that we found in there were probably within that same time period. So you would suggest that we look at them very closely?
Yeah, I mean, look at the marble to see if it has a pontil on the end, because all of these have that melted pontil that I showed you.
Yeah. It's obvious.
It looks like a belly button. It'll have that
right.
on the end.
So somebody just asked, is there a regulation on weight for marbles? The best way that I could answer that was, again, when you went to the machine rollers and they were rolling each one out by hand, or not by hand. If the machine was rolling it out, they would have been a much more precise weight and size. And so again, when you start getting ones that are bigger in the machine mades, they go up in value a lot faster because there really wasn't that many big ones to have been made.
Yeah.
But they're all same run. When they do a run of marbles, they're all going to look pretty much the same.
Yep.
And then they'll change the back glass and change the rollers to accommodate different sizes and have larger marbles.
Yep.
Gotcha.
But they're going to be basically the same. Whereas your German handmaids, they're gonna look different, even from the same cane, depending on how much twist they put into that cane. And
that's again why German handmaids are infinitely more infinitely more sought after than handmade machine made marbles.
Well, there's just as many people pursuing machine maids now.
That is true. There's a lot of people pursuing machine maids
because they're more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a little cheaper to start off. You're collecting with too.
Yep.
And Doug,
what you're looking for, there are some very valuable, $3,000-$4,000 machine mades too.
Yes.
And Doug, that field is where the German peppermint swirl was found that got sold.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
so you know, there's Germans in
Oh.
that field. Yeah.
Yes.
The guy that found that sold it for $1,000.
Woo.
So
Nice.
yeah, sometimes you
That's
get lucky.
awesome.
Yeah.
Here's some more here. Again, these look like they're more machine. So I'm guessing,
Yep.
and it seems like I have a select at the end of this. I have a picture of the ones that we found, like just a sample. Kind of looks like they fall into this category, the more mass produced, machine made, but some of these do have value. And again, you're saying the color is really what sets it apart. Is that the primary?
Well, colors are important. Certain colors they made a lot of, certain colors they didn't make as many of. And then the more of a unique pattern, the better. Like some of these, a lot of these are called corkscrews. All of these marbles were made by a company called Agate Company in Clarksburg, West Virginia. And it started making marbles in 1911. But it moved down to West Virginia and mass produced them later. The person that made was co-founder of this company actually used to work for M.F. Christensen. And so when he left M.F. Christensen, which was making those transitional marbles,
Right.
he thought, I'm going to make them automated. So he started making slags without pontles. And you'll see that green one at the top and those two brown ones at the bottom with the white glass in them. Those are called slags. And those are machine-made slags that Agate made as a competitor to M.F. Christensen. And then they continued to make other designs too. But the corkscrews are those, all the other ones in there are called corkscrews. And they just spin from one end to the other like a corkscrew, a spiral of color. And then the more colors in it, the better. And the tighter the spin, the better.
I was going to say that one thing for your viewers, on machine mades, kind of a easy go-to, most of them would have been a two-color marble. That orange and blue one, that yellow and black one, right? But then you start finding ones that are yellow, red, and black, or yellow, red, and green, or some of those ones that had more colors. The more colors, the more money. Right?
Oh, that's a good tip.
Value goes up because, again, you're talking about toys and you're talking about mass producing toys. It costs more money to run a 3-colored marble. It costs more money to run a 4-colored marble. These would have been limited runs, limited production marbles.
Got
near the fingertips, you'll see a yellow, orange, and white one.
Yeah.
That's called a Popeye. And the reason they call that a Popeye because these were marketed in a box that had Popeye the Sailor Man on it.
Oh.
And he had a little saying. It says, "I am a marble shooter." Arf. and
take me back to my younger days.
Yeah. And so they're called Popeyes, and they will have a stringy white and clear section along with 2 colors. And if you get more than 2 colors in the Popeye, like that one has a yellow, kind of a brown blend, and then an orange, they're called a hybrid. And it usually came from when they were changing their vat colors.
Yep.
But when you look back at my website, you saw one and you mentioned, oh, that's a $1,500 marble. I don't know if you remember that or not. That was
not specifically. Oh, okay.
That was a Popeye corkscrew. But it wasn't a $1,500 one, and it was a $3,500 one. And it was a Popeye corkscrew that I sold for $3,500, but it had rare colors.
Yep.
It had yellow and blue, along with black, rare, and oxblood. And oxblood is that brick red, those top 2 marbles up there.
Yes, I see them.
Yeah, that's called oxblood. And the corkscrew had oxblood and black, blue, and yellow, plus the clear
super
white.
Rare.
Wow,
insanely rare marble.
But these are definitely the kind of marbles that we would find, Doug. The age of them, it just takes a little bit of luck to find the right one.
And they're not. They're still old. They're those are still
30s and 20s.
The 1920s and 1930s. So you're not talking young marbles. You know, you're not talking. You just went and found them in Walmart yesterday. They're still plenty old.
But you're right. You're right, Jason. You're going to find these fairly, because they made so many of them, but most of them are just like the corkscrew is a white base with one color, like red on it or green on it or blue on it.
So
and those are very valuable, maybe $1.
But we're looking for multiple colors, the rare colors.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Let me go through. And I apologize. I don't know why my camera keeps cutting out. I got to keep turning it off. And on. Technical issues on my part there. Here's a couple really neat looking ones where what's up with these? I mean, like I said, a lot of these pictures you sent me, so I don't really know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so these two marbles are called Christensen Agate Company marbles, and these are from Cambridge, Ohio. And the Christensen Agate Company made some incredibly beautiful marbles, and these are not that great examples, to be honest with you, of some of the marbles that they made.
You sent them to me.
But they're cool marbles, and they're rare marbles, and the reason they're rare is their factory burnt down.
Oh, okay.
Their factory was only open for how long?
Not very long. It's
6 years or something.
So their factory burnt down, and so they quit obviously making marbles and never rebuilt. And so if you get Christensen agate marbles, they're going to be valuable.
That'd be a great one for your viewers to, if you wanted to do a deep dive into just like Christensen Agate Company marbles, they are some gorgeous marbles.
There was a guy who found, you asked about finding marbles still? There was a guy that just sent me a marble just a few months ago from Oregon, and he found it at a yard sale. He showed me the picture. He says, what do I have here? And I said, you have a Christensen marble that's called a cyclone, and it had a chip on it. And I said, I could probably sell that for you. And so he sent it to me to sell. And I sold it for him. Even with the chip, it made $1,600.
Wow. That's crazy.
Marble from a yard sale. I think he paid $10 for it.
Wow. Did he know what he had, or did he know what he was buying?
He did not know. He did not know what he had.
Just total
But
luck.
he knew it was cool.
Hey, listen, sometimes that's all you need is to know something's cool. Let me see. And again, these are all machine made that any detectorist out here can find. I don't care if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast.
Yep.
You know, if you get lucky.
Anywhere kids played marbles.
Oh, now these I don't know.
These are some gorgeous ones.
I don't know if we would find these.
These actually predate. So these are a non-glass marble.
Yeah, they don't look like they're glass.
That old style. But these are what are called Gutta Percha marbles, and they would have been made from a Gutta Percha tree, the sap of the tree.
What?
Rolled into a ball, and then covered in a paper mache like
acrylic.
And what country? What country?
Hydro dipping.
The sap came from Southern Asia trees.
Yeah, they look Chinese.
They look Chinese. Yeah.
Bought
Asian
by the Gutta Percha Company and made into balls. The only ad I've ever seen for these was in 1856, and they were advertising them as spheres, but they weren't marbles. They were game balls that were more for parlor games and game boards that were meant for indoors,
like a solitaire board.
Yeah.
Of jumping marble, like a Chinese checker.
Chinese checkers, yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's crazy.
They didn't make very many of these. They made them for a very short period of time, and most of them were small. Those two larger ones are probably one of 10 examples that exist. Yeah.
So these have to be valuable.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. These have to be valuable.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if we're going
to even a small one that will have they'll have kind of like a flame pattern to them, or a spider web pattern to them, and even the small ones that are not that attractive are still a few $100.
Well, and the prices are going up as people are discovering these things. the prices are just going up from here because
I
they're
can
so beautiful, and they're a really fun collector, like a collection item to have.
Are they
Yeah.
hand?
There's some good colors in here too.
Oh, someone had asked,
No.
would they degrade in the soil since they're made of a natural substance? Like, would they
Yes.
start to?
Yes,
They would.
okay. They could.
These ones would.
These ones could, and they also will degrade in sunlight and exposure to air over time because they're kind of almost like a natural rubber type material.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you want to really protect these.
Someone said that's how Jurassic Park started. He's right. You know, there's that. Remember, Doug, the little bug in the tree sap? That's right. Let me see. Let me keep going.
Our audience is very knowledgeable.
Oh, look at this one, Doug.
So,
Wow.
So hold on, Charlie.
Yes.
What are we looking at here? Predominantly.
Marbles.
You're going to quiz Charlie?
Are these what would they be? American marbles or German marbles?
Oh, Charlie, what do you think?
They look like German to me.
I think so too.
Yeah, absolutely. Every one of those has a ponto mark
Onion
on
skin.
it.
Well, I see a mix.
There's onion skins
I
there. There's Lutz's there.
Lutz, yeah.
That blue. Oh, I want to tell you about that blue and red and white one up there.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like a flag.
Okay,
Yes.
you nailed it, Doug. That was made in Germany for America for our centennial birthday.
Oh.
That had to be before the war.
1876.
1876, Doug. Centennial.
And they made the first ones with the mica flakes in the blue to simulate the stars of our flag and the red and white stripes of our flag.
Wow.
But the mica flakes created fractures because the impurities of the mica cooled at a little different rate than the rest of the glasses, so they quit making them with the mica flakes. So the majority of peppermint swirls, those are called peppermint swirls, were made without mica. If you find any with mica, the price is going to jump like crazy.
Yep.
Wow. I might even have one at the end, Doug, that had mica. I thought they were like little chips because it was kind of like seemed off.
Oh, you might have mica.
Well, I'll have you look at the end.
Okay, can't
and
wait.
they were just a random grouping of ones I grabbed. Here's some more.
Okay, these are those transitional ones that we were talking about.
Okay, more of them. Okay, and these are
Christensen's.
Yep.
Late 18, early 1900s. Yep. I'm
Late
starting to
18.
remember, Doug.
Yeah.
If I watch, I already subscribed to the Marble Keepers YouTube page. As I watch and retain more and more, Doug, I'm going to be dangerous.
You're going to be starting a whole new.
He's going to be out in the field. He'll know exactly what you're looking at.
I like to know what we're finding.
Hey, Jason, I have a question for you since you like to know what you're finding.
I went too far. Go ahead.
Now, tonight's show, you saw the ones that Rich found at the 1840 house that we detected this last weekend, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what they look like offhand, though.
Right. I thought maybe you knew what they looked like and you could identify if they are American or German-made ones now.
If I was looking at them now, I might be able to tell. But, at the time, 5 days ago, whenever it was, I didn't know any of this. So, no, I don't remember.
Right. I was just curious if you remembered what they looked like.
I'll see if I can bring a picture up later and see.
Your viewers should be able to tell.
On this,
your viewers should be able to tell these are non-glass marbles. These fall into that pre-glass marble era. They do overlap some, but these are a bisque, and they're called a china because they would have been the same material that china plates would have been made out of, and these would have been a bisque with hand painted on lines and patterns and colors.
Now, these are early period. They had different periods of china marbles. They did make china marbles, while they were making glass marbles. But most of these are early period that would have been from 1840s to about 1875.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And they're probably rare because they probably broke easily, right?
Yep. Yeah. They didn't break.
Oh, no.
They look fragile.
But no, they are very hard.
Oh.
Very dense bisque. But what makes these rare is the patterns on them. If you get them with flowers or all of these designs you're seeing here are rare designs. Most of the common ones will just have like a spiral of stripes around it, and that's it.
Kind of see that one there in the middle with just the blue and the red design?
It's just a generic.
It's a pretty generic marble, but then you get into one like a checkerboard china just up and to the left of it.
Well, that's not a checkerboard.
It looks like plaid. It looks like a plaid shirt.
It's a plaid.
There's
a checkerboard china that's even more.
Wow.
Hand painted, right? Hand painted. You said.
Hand painted. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, would the person that would be painting, would they make like the next one the same and the next one the same, or everyone would be different?
They'd get into a run, and they would do a bunch of them in one way. But you can see there's some that are shiny there, and there's some that are dull. Those dull ones don't have a glaze over it, and those predate the ones with the glaze.
Right.
You gotta get into the mind of the maker and why he was making these. He's making them for kids. Kids like shinier ones. They don't like the duller ones. Right. Kids like the ones with the.
So they would glaze the marble first, and then they painted it.
Yep.
Then they fired it, and it's very durable. The paint is very durable, surprisingly durable. But they will fade with exposure to elements.
Light. Yeah.
Wow, they're beautiful. I'm gonna hold on, Doug. Mike. Hold on, Doug. I know what's happening. Can you still hear me, Doug?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know what's happening. My camera is like overheating, and I don't know why.
Oh no!
But it is what it is. Let me keep the show moving on, though, even if I pop in and out.
Your
visually.
face breaks cameras, Jay.
I asked Jeff to send me some of his all-time favorite marbles. I think this is the section here. Let me know if this is the right one, Jeff.
Oh yeah, that's that big blue Clambroth.
Yeah,
he showed that to us. Yeah.
Well, I have a nice closer up one here. These are his all-time. Someone said the show's really hot. There's another one that has some of the Lutz in it, right, Jeff? Had some of the Lutz in this one?
Yeah, that's my big, almost 2.5-inch clown Lutz. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
and it's got oxblood dots in it.
Okay.
Oxblood, yeah. And a venturing in the green.
This one here. Wow, this one.
Lutz. That's a ribbon Lutz. It's got a ribbon swirl in yellow glass.
That's beautiful.
That's
amazingly sought after.
Yeah,
that's
great twist.
That's a $10,000 marble.
And this is in your collection?
Wow, $10,000 marble. Now, how many of these were made? Like, as a detectorist, do they have a shot of finding one of these in the ground?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
They made various ones. There was a guy. He was remodeling an 1890s house.
Yeah.
And he cut into the ceiling, and a marble dropped out of it and hit him in the head.
Oh my goodness.
He put it on a Facebook group, and somebody bought the marble. And then they contacted me later and sold it to me for $5,000. And
why don't those kind of things fall on my head?
It happens. Yeah.
Not to me.
And I got one more. Look at this last one, Doug. This one, I'm going to do this one full screen.
All right.
So I want you to really take a look at this. It's a small video clip. Are you ready, Doug? All right. Take a look at this. I'm going to let it play through.
Oh, yeah. You want to take that one, Jeff?
Yeah.
Well, he looks like he might be
rare. That's a sulfide. It has a figure inside. It's a human figure. It's unusual because it's a naked baby, and it's in a electric blue glass, and it's almost 2.5 inches, and it's original surface. It's not polished. Cody's got it in his hand right now.
Let me see.
Not to drop it.
Yeah, try not to drop it.
No.
Oh wow! Look at that coming in. It looks like it's full color in this light.
And who made that?
That's a German.
That's a
German marble.
handmade
now
marble.
sulfides are normally in clear glass, And what makes a sulfide rare, there's 3 things that can make a sulfide rare. 4 things. One is size. And this is an exceptionally large size. And then you're trying to show the pontle.
Yeah, I was trying to show the pontle, but
and the other is if it's in colored glass like this one is, and that's an unusual colored glass. And the other thing is if the figure's painted before it's put into glass.
Wow.
And the other thing is if the figure is not an animal. So if it's
predominantly animals.
A person, yeah, animals were the most common. Sheep, dogs.
Jeff has a Genghis Khan one.
I got it. Yeah.
Wow,
It's
really?
a sulfide of Genghis Khan.
Just his head.
Just his head. A bust of a Genghis Khan.
So this,
and what is that material? Is that clay in the little baby inside clay?
It's a white. I've
Almost
got
an
one that's
ash.
broken in half. I've got one that's broken in half, and it's kind of almost like a chalky,
Like a
powdery
chalk-based
kind of.
ash.
They made a cast out of it, and then
Okay.
they would put it in. So the more detailed the figure, the better. If it doesn't have a bunch of bubbles adhered to it, then you don't want that. And if it's centered, that's important. So you got all of these features that you're looking for in sulfide. This has everything. The guy that I got this from wanted $35,000 for it.
Jeez.
Wow.
Were you able to talk him
I
down?
didn't pay that, but that's what he was asking.
Okay.
He paid $34,995.
That's what he was asking. Yeah, and he had it at the show.
I'm guessing that's a one of a kind, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All sulfides are one of a kind.
Yeah. All
Because-
sulfides were made one.
Because they weren't a cane, right? They
Right.
didn't stretch out the marble into multiple marbles. They would hand gather the glass, they would put the figurine into it, and then they'd round off the marble, and then you'd have a one pontle mark.
Yeah.
Wow.
But my point was he didn't have a bunch of baby figurines that he was working on that day and produced at least a dozen or so.
Yeah, they had casts from these. So I've got this same figure in clear glass. So they have the same figure.
Okay.
But not very many of
in
this
that
figure
color
was produced in comparison to like sheep and cows and stuff like that.
Oh, Jeff, my moderator Teresa is asking, what's it called again? That one?
Sulfide.
Sulfide. SULPHIDE.
Sulfide. Okay. And all sulfides have something in the center, some sort of an animal, like you said.
A figurine. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let me see, Doug. Now, I got a couple other ones here. I'd asked Jeff to send me some marbles that might be overlooked by collectors. Like I call them sleeper marbles, where you might go to a show and a dealer, didn't price it right and you might get a good bargain. So I got a couple of these. And again, I don't know what I'm looking at, so I'm going to need Jeff to help us.
Yeah. So these are 2 swirls. They look very similar, right?
They sure do.
They both have ridged solid cores, which are kind of uncommon, pretty uncommon actually. But what the uniqueness of this is the one on the right, when you view it from the pontle end, it corkscrews clockwise.
Yeah.
The other one goes counterclockwise.
Clockwise. Right.
So the one that goes counterclockwise is called a left-hand swirl. There were very, very few left-hand swirls made. Most people were right-handed, and they didn't spin them left.
So as you're spinning it off of the cane,
Yeah.
You're twisting it right-handed or you're twisting it left-handed.
It's almost awkward to turn it
That is
the other way.
Yeah. So you're looking at the preferred hand of that specific artist of,
Exactly.
and I guess,
Yeah.
and that artist, all his marbles might be left spun because
Yep.
that's his. Oh, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
wow.
Right.
But it
But
makes
I
it
thought
a
it-
rare marble.
I thought it had
Very-
something to do with being made south of the equator.
Yeah, like toilet water, like the toilet water.
Like the toilet bowl was.
Yeah.
Like,
Toilet flush.
Glass spins to the left.
I have a
in
way
this
of
part
bringing it down
Germany.
to the
Yeah,
toilet.
That's
yes.
good. So is it
What-
safe to say, as a generalization again, Jeff, if someone finds a German handmade marble, is the left swirl typically more valuable than a right
It's going to be
swirl?
worth. It's going to be worth twice as much, or 3 or 4 times as much.
So all the time. That's always a rare one.
Total
Wow.
sleeper marble.
Oh, Doug, write that in your book, Doug. Put that in the book.
I've got a lot to retain. I hope he doesn't do a test at the end.
Teresa said I'm left-handed, and she's right. I would be doing those left-hand swirls, Doug, if I had the skill.
My wife's left-handed. I just don't sit next to her on my right, so that we don't bump elbows when we're reading.
Oh, yeah. Teresa's also left-handed, so there we go.
Yeah.
Let me see another sleeper I got here. Let me see what this one is, Doug. No, this is a beauty. Now, let me try to guess what this is, Jeff. Let me try to guess what this is. I'm going to say that this is an onion skin.
Which one?
Oh, well, I was going to say both of them, but now
I would say the one on the left.
The one on the left looks more onion skinny to me.
Okay. Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. Okay.
But you're right on the right one. The right one is an onion skin, but the left one is a 360 Indian. Black base with color with surface bands. No clear glass over it. You see the clear glass on the right hand side?
Oh, I see.
No clear glass on the left hand side.
So in order to be in
the value,
I guess it brings it up.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, it got by me, Doug.
Surface banded marbles include Clambroths, Indian swirls,
banded
opaques generally.
And those had weaker glass,
lighter weight. They didn't make as many of them. They made more onion skins. But that onion skin on the right is a really good onion skin.
It looks it looks sharp. I mean, look, I'm counting the colors, and you said more than 2 colors is good.
Clown. It's got all the colors:
the
green, the yellow, the red, the blue, on white. But
it's
also,
the Captain Noah of colors.
If you look at the one on the right, it spins counterclockwise. It's a left-handed one.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It looks like it's spinning clockwise to me, like it was twirled clockwise.
If you imagine looking down on the pontil, from the pontil being directly below you, it would spin counterclockwise. It'd spin left.
I see. Yeah, because if you spin it to the left, then the lines would move to the right.
Yeah.
Yep. I got you. I got to put I got to pretend like I'm doing it, Doug.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. And this last one, Doug, this one is like a freak show. This last one. I don't know if this was get by anybody.
I thought the whole show was a freak show.
No, like this marble isn't full. Look at that. That marble's fooling no one.
Yep.
Who's going to get fooled by that, Jeff? That's got to be one of a kind.
That looks edible.
That's a rare baby butt marble.
Yeah, it looks like when Doug bends over to dig a hole, that's all I see is this marble.
No, that's Charlie.
The abuse, Doug. The abuse.
Now,
well, it's looking at me.
Yeah, this is
like a sculptor that Marie Barone would make.
Yeah, this looks like it looks like a yo-yo. Who said a yo-yo?
Yeah.
Somniferous almanize. Looks like a yo-yo. How is this even made, or is this some sort of like a fluke error?
It's a factory error.
Yep.
Oh, it isn't. Okay.
This was intended to be 2 different marbles, but they rolled together into one marble.
It's a machine-made marble.
It's called a double ingot. So whenever the glass globs roll into the rollers, they would roll on down. But this one, they got two globs of glass that were dropped too close together, and they rolled into one marble.
And most of these marbles would not have made it past the quality inspector.
Quality control.
Quality control guy. But some of those guys that were on the quality control line
grabbed them.
Would have brought these home for their kids.
Yeah.
This is made by a company we haven't talked about. This is made by Kokomo.
Kokomo. Oh, like that. Wasn't that
Indiana?
Indiana. Yep.
Way down in Kokomo, Doug. Wasn't that one of your? Wasn't that Jimmy Buffett song? Down in Kokomo. Oh, the Beach Boys. Thank you. All right, let me see. Hold on. Let me go to this next section.
That would have been valuable, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, Doug.
Because it's an error. Right. In the same way that when you dig up a coin and you see that it's off stamped.
Yeah.
Yep.
And speaking of that too, Doug, just like with the marbles, when there's coin errors, double stamps, rotated dies, the mint workers would grab them and take them. And then they would ultimately lose them. And that's why we find them, but they would not have gone out to general.
Victory nickel.
We find a lot of them. All right. This one I asked Jeff for his all-time favorite marble. And he sent me, I think it's 2, but one of them has a lot of pictures. So I'm not sure. He sent me this one, and this first image, it doesn't look like a whole lot's going on. It looks like someone just painted on a white marble.
The president's signature.
But it gets better, Doug. it gets better. It gets better.
It does.
So this is the first picture. I don't even know. Is this even the same marble, Jeff? Because all this color.
Yes.
Oh, same
The
marble.
other side of it.
No.
Oh, the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now, Doug, it gets even better because this still doesn't do that much for me for it to be his all-time favorite marble. But look at this, Doug. This is where it gets nice.
Oh, that's pretty.
Look at that, Doug.
Got an opalescent.
It's like a Western
opalescent
sunset.
glass.
This is
Base glass
amazing.
opalescent with
Wow.
its back lid.
Opalescent.
Oh, now does this have uranium in it?
No.
Kryptonite.
This one,
Darn it.
this one won't glow under a black light. And this is a handmade marble, but it was not made in Germany.
Oh, where was it made?
Made around 1910 to 1920.
Oh, so it was American made,
made.
handmade
No, it wasn't
marble.
American made.
Wasn't
It
even
wasn't
American
American.
made.
It
No.
was made in the island of Fiji.
Yeah, close.
These
These are called lightning strikes, and there's only 36 known to exist.
Oh wow!
And most of them are a single color on each side. This has a dual color, and it's the only one that I've got that has 4 colors total in the marble.
Let me go back so I can
And-
see the colors on this one again. Like,
Wow.
There's a blue and
the-
yellow on
the
that
pe-
side,
oh, and the other side.
Green
Let me go back.
and red on the other side.
It looks like someone just scribbled on it though. Like the pattern's not doing it for me.
They melted. I think they took a colored rod and melted it into the glass. They just like an
Oh, and
artist. They
I got
zigzagging back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
only 36 lightning strikes are known on the whole face of the planet that we know of, and this is the only 4-color lightning strike.
The only one on the earth. What's the value of marble?
I don't know that for a fact because I don't know all 36 of them, but this is the only one that I know of.
What's the value on a marble like this? A one of a kind.
I paid $9,000 for it.
Oh wow!
It's
You
worth
paid
far
$9,000.
more than that.
I
The
paid
real
$9,000
question.
for it.
The real question, Doug, is what did you tell your wife you paid for it?
Well,
She's
I hope
really
she's
good
not
about
watching
that.
it.
$35
Probably
bucks.
watching upstairs.
Oh, she's watching. Okay,
Yeah.
but that was a go. And then
No, she was with me. She was with me when I bought a lightning strike for $8,000, and
wow.
and so yeah, lightning strikes are worth thousands of dollars, and they're worth more the more colors they have.
Yeah. Well, you said the 4-color. Let me go back again so you can see it with, it reminds me of that 1980s movie with Scott Baio, Doug. It was called Zapped. This is the same color that my eyes see. I wonder if Zapped was inspired by Jeff's marble. And then look at this one, Doug. He sent me this one too. Again, this was his all-time favorite marbles. Now this looks like a Christmas tree ornament.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Now this was a left-hander, right? Right, Jeff? A left-hander made this?
No, that's a right-hand swirl. If you look from the top, imagine standing above the marble, looking down on it, it would spin clockwise. So that's a typical twist to it. But what makes this marble rare is that it's in pink opaque base glass, and there's not very many of these at all. This is a pink Lutz. This is wet mint condition. It's 7/8 of an inch, and they typically sell that size for $20-some thousand a piece.
Oh my! How many of them exist?
About a dozen.
Oh my goodness!
Only of the pink ones. The
Oh,
pink
yeah.
ones are
Yeah.
incredibly rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That was
guess
incredible.
There was a big collector on the East Coast. Bob Geis is his name, and he messaged me asking about pink opaque Lutzes. He was trying to keep track of where they all were, and he told me he knew of only about 10 or 12 that exist.
Oh
And he
my
is
goodness.
now. Yeah.
All right, let me see, Doug. I have one more. Let me go to this last one that he sent me, and then I'm going to go to mine, and we're going to see what we can figure out, Doug.
Right.
This one, I asked Jeff to send me a picture of his most unusual marble that he's ever encountered, and this is what he sent me. I'm going to play this
I
here.
can't
It's a
remember
little-
what I sent you, so this is.
you sent me this
Yep.
thing. Now this looks
So-
looks like a billiard ball.
This is actually this is
Oh.
probably my favorite marble.
This is a
So this
Cody's
is out of
marble.
so go to my, so you said it's a billiard ball.
It looks like a billiard
Wait.
ball.
It looks like the cube.
Hold on. Let me. There we go. Yeah, with a Roman
Now-
numeral 6 on it.
Okay. But
I'll let
can
Cody
you
tell
see
If you
do
turn it
see
over,
the
it's a 4.
lines in it?
Oh,
In
Line?
the white.
It's almost checkered looking. The white it's got this cloth like pattern to the white.
There you go.
Can you see that?
Yeah,
To
I
the
don't.
left?
I don't
Yeah.
think I can. Let me bring up the picture. Maybe the picture will read better. Can you see the lines you're referring to in this picture?
No.
No,
No, I don't
no.
see any.
I couldn't
not on
tell.
that angle.
Let me see. Let me know if you see it from any of the rotation here.
No.
No.
I think going back to my camera will probably be the best.
All right, let's see. Let me remove this. Let me move you over here. Hold on. Let me get you as big as I can. Not Doug. Although
Yeah,
Doug,
look at that marble head.
yeah, you do have a big marble head. And I'm looking for what? I'm sorry.
Okay,
line.
it's almost like a Latticino checkerboard in the white. You're
Okay.
looking at ivory. It's
Oh,
a bone.
That's an ivory.
Oh,
It's an ivory.
it's bone.
Ivory marble.
You've seen
Oh,
ivory
wow.
pool balls? Have you seen
Yep.
ivory pool balls?
Yeah. I've seen ivory pool
And
balls.
they have that crisscross pattern.
Yes,
to the,
I've seen it on the
that's
pool
what
balls.
this-
I've seen.
Yeah, that's what this has. This is an ivory marble that's hand carved. The number's hand carved in it.
And it would have been from a
India?
whaling ship in the 1700s.
Yeah. Now,
And it,
now, is it even? Someone asked, is it illegal? I know there was like weird rules
No.
about ivory, but as long as you have it was older, I think it's fine. You
Yeah.
just
Yep.
can't actively
Yeah.
get it. So that whole what's the significance of the Roman numeral 6 that looks like it's painted on there?
so it would have been a game board marble on a whaling ship with it would have been a part of a game.
Like
But
a
it would have
solitaire
been,
board,
yep,
probably.
a solitaire board. You know, the numbers would have gone probably 1 through 9, maybe 1 through 12. But you would have had a whaler would have hand carved 10 of those or 9 of those and made it into a game.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, do you
Do
have a
think the ivory
provenance
came
for
from
that?
you think the ivory came from an animal from the ocean, like
Probably a whale.
Yeah, if it was a whaler, Charlie. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
there's not a lot of elephants on whaling boats.
Like, no,
I didn't know they had
no,
ivory.
no,
A
I'm talking about
walrus tooth, a whale's
whale,
tooth.
a narwhal.
Oh, walruses. Yeah, I forgot about walruses.
Walrus, yeah, ivory.
Wow.
Yep.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
And this was
one
only
one of the viewers asked if it would have been from an elephant, and that's very unlikely.
Yeah, no, it would have been on a ship. It would have been
Like a walrus, maybe? Yeah, like you said.
possibly, yep.
Probably a walrus.
Do you have a provenance for that?
Cool.
I don't know. This was just a marble that came as part of a group of marbles that I purchased, and so I don't know really who owned it before that.
Okay.
But it was a marble that I had gifted to Cody,
Yeah.
and I've gifted some of these to some other friends of mine that have collected marbles made from ivory, and I don't personally own any. I've just gifted them to people that really have a love for them.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
I have
really
a
They're
cool.
love
such
for
a
them.
unique marble.
Are we saying it's very rare then? It's a very rare thing.
Yes.
No, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen more than
'Cause
a half
again,
dozen probably of them.
It's from the 16 to 1700s when a whaling ship actually would have been out on the
Prevalent.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me bring up, Doug, my last two, and then I'm going to ask for a couple of questions in the chat. We'll try to, it's 28 to 9. We'll say another 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I have a few questions I have to ask you that I've been getting messaged from guys the whole time, and my camera keeps going out, but that's okay. I'll bring it back up. All right, so here are a handful of random marbles that I found just this year alone. Now, before Jeff and Cody chime in, I'm going to quiz Doug and Charlie. Now, guys, Doug and Charlie, can you tell me anything visually about any of these marbles? And then we'll see if you're correct or not.
Okay.
Charlie, I'll let you go first since you got less words in tonight.
Well, all the way to the left of the screen, that looks like that might be a clay marble.
Okay. How about any of the other ones?
They all look like, to me, they all look like they're American made.
All right, American made. Okay. Doug, how about you? Anything you can tell me about any of these marbles?
Well, I don't see any belly buttons, whatever what are they called again?
Fontals.
Pontals.
Pontals.
Pontals. Okay. I didn't see any
Yeah.
pontals, but it could be the way you were holding. You want to put the picture back up?
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Yeah. The one you see the red and white one to the right.
Yes.
Well, just to the left of that, that real
With 3 colors on it.
the shiny Well, there's one with the 3 colors, and then the one below it is looks like an onion skin marble.
That's the one that I thought was scratched up, but now I don't know. I'll have to look at it more if there's Lutz in there.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to the experts who I know, without being able to hold it and manipulate it, it's harder to tell what we have possibly.
Right.
You definitely nailed the clay marble. You got the clay marble, so that's good. You nailed the age on that one.
And you nailed that the rest were all American made.
Yep.
And since they were all American made, they're not going to be an onion skin because that's German.
Oh, Charlie.
And you also know it's not going to have Lutz in it because that's German.
That's German.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. It fooled me. Okay, got me there.
So I was paying attention, Jason. By the way,
but that 3-color one.
Someone said there's a transitional
one. That's a good one.
This one here.
Yes, that's a beautiful marble. Is
it worth $10,000?
It's machine made.
It's machine made. Yeah, it's actually got 4 colors in it.
Oh, is there 4 colors?
Brown, yellow, blue, and black. And it's hard for me to tell if that black is transparent or not, or if it's like a transparent green. But if it's opaque, which it kind of looks like it is, and that's a Christensen swirl, almost a flame style swirl. The one to the left, the purple and yellow, that's definitely a Christensen swirl.
Oh, wow.
Remember that company burnt down, that factory burnt down.
Yep.
So
those are 2 rare ones right there.
Really? I said they're pretty good ones.
Yeah. Another possibility for that 4-color one is it could be a West Virginia style flame, which is companies down in West Virginia made some flames. And what flames are is just here. I'll show you real quick.
Okay.
Just the pattern.
Let me bring you up full screen
up here where I can see here.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do see it.
See the kind of the flame-like pattern in the glass? There we go. We can see it real good there. So there's one. There's another one. We'll focus on it.
There we are.
Oh yeah, that's
See the
nice.
flames.
Yes.
Those were West Virginia swirls. So down from Marysville area, West
So
Virginia.
so Jeff, with
That's
the
got that flame pattern to it.
with the ones that I'm holding in my hand there, I have a bet with someone. If you had all these marbles, and let's say they're in 9.7 condition, because obviously some of them are probably not. Do I have at least one $100 marble in my hand? If you had the price on,
Yes.
yes. All right, I told someone. I said I just have a feeling. Now here was my one weird question, Jeff. Do you see this marble right here that doesn't look like
yeah.
it's? Now the next picture, it has a weird thing on it, and I want you to tell me what this might be. Do you see that raised round area?
Yeah.
I always thought that was a pontil, but now from talking to you, I know it's not.
It's not. It's not a pontil. It's just an error from when it was made.
But it's an error.
Yeah.
Which error marbles?
That's a vitro. The company that made that was the vitro glass company, and that's called a helmet. If you looked at that other picture, it kind of looks like an old-fashioned football helmet with a red stripe down the center of it.
Oh, you mean
the clear part being the guy's head, and the white.
And there's people that collect just those.
Yeah.
Well, there we go, Doug.
You might have $200.
Well, I'm just saying, and look, I'm just the average guy. This wasn't found at like some colonial spot. So if I can find these marbles and have a couple of winners, you guys can have the same shot. And that's the point of it, is that, even though they're rare, you can pull them right out of the ground and give yourself a chance.
That four-color one, that's not a bad marble there.
No,
that's a good marble. And then the purple and white one, that's another good one.
Are we talking early 1900s there?
Yeah, early 1900s on those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know the red and white one came out of Thousand Holes.
I think almost all of them did, except for the clay.
I know the yellow and black one did.
Yeah, the clay one's the only one. That one came from Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Once again, all my permissions provide everybody an abundance of monetary fines, except for me.
And what about Charlie's flowing hair field? You forgot about that one. All right, listen, we're going to, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I want to open it up to any questions out there for anybody. And I do have a comment here. I got I don't know if he's still in the chat or not. But my buddy Robert, who runs Robert Thiessen, who runs a metal detecting earlier. Yeah. He runs a metal detecting event. And he had asked if you guys would be willing to do a virtual session for the Historical Society members as part of their history program series. I'll contact you guys off air if it's something you're interested in doing. Yeah. I think you're going to be in high demand for a little while.
Well, I don't have any reservations seeing it online. We're here to help people.
Yeah,
so, that's what I'm saying. And again,
if anybody wants to reach out.
Yeah, and if any, like I said, put your questions in. We're going to go just a few more minutes, but I just want to remind everybody, if you want to really get a history, compare marbles, you can go to the website oldraremarbles.com, and there is a link in the description of the live show. And make sure you check out their YouTube video channel that just launched this week called The Marble Keepers, plural, The Marble Keepers. There's one video up right now. It's about an hour long, but you heard their plan. They plan on having a library to help all of us out. So make sure you go check that out. Give them a subscribe and follow along for the journey, Doug, and we'll all learn about marbles together.
Well, and I wanted to share with you guys, because we're not just marble guys. We are also metal detectors.
Oh,
so all
right, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Doug, tell him what he's got there.
He's got a trime.
He does have a trime.
Let me guess, 1852.
Yeah. Now listen, your first. Now
1851.
Okay. Well,
now, Cody, put that back up again. Put the trime back up. Hold on. Put the trime back up.
There's a seated something.
Trime?
Yeah, put the trime back up.
Okay.
Put the. Let me see what side it is. Hold on. Let me see.
It's the Roman numeral.
Yeah. Now look, Doug, can you see how like the C is upside down? That coin was made by a left-handed coinsmith. Or,
Yeah, that is valuable.
Or
Okay.
Cody's holding it upside down. I thought I saw a seated $50.
He did.
It might be a quarter. I can't tell.
No,
from
it's
it.
a $50.
Looks like a half. With arrows too, Doug. Cody, do you know what the arrows signify that are flanking the date on that $50?
It was arrows and rays. I know was and this one has both arrows and rays.
Do you know what they represent? Why there's arrows?
Like a single year, like a couple years was.
What's
right,
it represent?
Yeah.
It represents a change in the coin's weight. They changed the weight for a couple of years, and that's how they let people know. And then when they removed the arrows, they changed it back again. There was a time when there was a silver shortage, and they made the coins a little lighter. So if you had one from like 1865, another one from like 1850, one's worth more in silver weight than the other. So that's how they let people know.
Right.
And what year is that one? Let me see.
Is that $1?
$1.
Is that a trade dollar?
No, seated dollar.
Oh, no, it's coming to focus now. Turn that over. Can I see the back?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. You dug that out of the ground?
I did.
Yeah.
Holy
mackerel. I was with them.
All three of these.
I was with them when he found them.
Now, both guys do metal detect, Doug, which was Now, what kind of machines do you guys use? Do you know?
I have a Mine Lab. Lab something or other. I got it a little bit ago, and I love it.
Equinox 800.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Listen,
when I was a teenager, I used to have a compass Judge 2. And my uncle was a dealer for a compass, and so he hooked me up with that detector. And man, I just loved metal detecting as a kid. And that's all I did. I was a treasure hunter, and I ended up doing some research from a stolen cache of coins that were buried at a school, and farmer plowed the field. He hid the coins underneath some corn stalks. He plowed the field and scattered the coins, and they couldn't. The kid got caught and stole them, and they could only find a few of them. And I found out from a guy that went to that school about it. So I did some research. I found the guy that they got stolen from, and he showed me about where it was. I went out there with my metal detector, and I found 7 Morgan dollars that belonged to him. And I went to give them back to him, and he's looking at them. He said, "Oh, I remember this one, and I remember that one." And I was only 16 years old. And he says, "But you know, I gave those up years ago." He said, "You can have them." And I got an award through the Treasure Club that Michigan Treasure Seekers is what I was a club member with, as Treasure Hunter of the Year. And I was in the newspaper, 16-year-old, the Treasure Hunter of the Year.
That's cool.
Yeah, 7 Morgan dollars. I can see why.
Can you tell me what this is?
$20 gold piece.
No.
Oh, there you go.
No, I can't. Look gold. No, that's a bust.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bust $50.
Drake bust $50.
No, cap bust.
Cap bust. I'm sorry.
Cap bust.
1818.
Oh,
wow.
Killer, dog.
It is
1818.
1818. Yeah.
The year he was born, Cody.
No, the year after.
The year he was born.
The abuse. The abuse.
In a farm field.
Let me go through some of the questions real quick so we can get out of here. We're really late today. Somebody had asked, here it is. Do you guys see a lot of counterfeit marbles? Do people try to fake the expensive ones and try to pass them off as legit?
Yeah. So go to my screen. I'm going to show you a marble, and I'm gonna bring it up as a reference point, as a color reference point. These are old colors. Those blues, those yellows, those reds. You can't fake that color, but people will try to fake that type of marble. It's an onion skin, right?
Okay.
Because you could replicate it but you can't get those same colors. It's a unique, to a trained eye, a contemporary marble, you can spot it a mile away.
There are some counterfeit machine-made marbles out there that are collectible types and some very rare types. And the Christensen Marble Company made a marble called a guinea, and it's just like speckled, and it'll have a seam or two seams, one or two seams, and it's like speckled colors on the marble. And there's reproductions of those. And I had one at the marble show, and I was showing a lot of collectors, advanced collectors. They were coming into my room. I said, they wanted to buy it from me, the one I had, but I knew it was a reproduction, but I didn't, I would not sell it. I just used it to teach people what to look for. And some of the collectors that were wanting to buy that had been collecting for decades, and they got fooled.
They got fooled
by those. And I showed them what to look for. I said, this is what you got to look for with these fake ones. Now, with the guinea in particular, I wish I had a guinea to show you, and I don't have one with me. But they'll have opaque spots of color of purple or yellow or green, red, that'll be very opaque. The fake ones will have a darker color in the center of that spot, and it'll bleed out to a lighter color.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a guinea and you look at those spots and you see like that purple is like a really dark purple, and then it kind of turns into a lavender, that's a fake.
The best way I could probably answer the commenter is, it does take a very trained eye. The best thing that you can do is ask. We have some Facebook some Facebook groups that are marble identifying Facebook groups, and it's a great resource for people to go online, post a picture, say, hey, what is this, and people who try to run counterfeits through those groups, they definitely get shot down quick, as far as just, it's group consensus that's like, nope, that's not a real one. That is a real one,
Gotcha.
Yeah. Very, very good, Cody. There's a marble police out there.
Yeah. Well, you need that.
You say, and they get identified as fraudulent sellers, and they're blackballed off.
And you're banned. Yep. It's the same with the coin groups too. Same thing. Here was one. My moderator asked a question for Bree, who I don't know if she's still here. She asked the name of that marble conference show, and does that still happen? Is it yearly? Where in? Because I think Bree's also from Washington.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's Seattle Marble Show, and they have it around SeaTac area every spring around March. And then they also have another one in the Portland area in July.
Yeah.
Okay.
They happen all over the world, all over the United States. So everyone that's watching is within a couple hours of one that's going to be happening this year.
Wow.
And if you go to our YouTube that we did, our YouTube video, we have a list of where you can go. We have it on there where you can go to see all the marble shows.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. So a little events sort of a thing. That's good. So make sure you guys check that out. How about a good place, or maybe a good reference book to find values of marbles, or maybe just to learn more? Is there like a Bible of marble collecting books that people could get a better grasp on all the different varieties and everything?
The problem is, as soon as a price list comes out, it changes.
Well, the price list
is changing on a daily basis.
So just like the coin price guides, they have to update it every year. And so same thing with marbles. They vary in value depending on supply and demand.
Yep.
Okay. And so
demand goes up, supply stays the same.
Really, there is no in-print current price guide. The best way to know current values is to see what things are selling for, either in auctions, but even that isn't that reliable, because
Jeff's
the problem
website.
with
is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my website, I'm going to back up.
Yeah.
So auctions, the problem with auctions is they're emotional. And so people are bidding against each other. I got to have that marble. So that the price might end up higher than really what that would normally sell for. Or nobody's bidding against them and they get it dirt cheap. And so it's like, does that really reflect the value of that marble? No, it doesn't. So to really know what a marble is worth is what would somebody pay for it if it was priced and they could buy it without pressure. And they say, I'm willing to pay that price for that marble. And so going to a marble show and seeing what things are actually selling for at marble shows is a good way to value marbles. But also on my website, I price the marbles and then they sell. And I have a list of, I'll leave a lot of sold ones on there so people can see these are currently what these marbles are selling for.
Yeah, if someone's paying for it,
why he leaves.
I like that.
Sold ones up because it's a record of sold. And I get it. The prices are
current values.
Values. Somebody paid that. I get it. Here's one from 5 Mile Relic Hunter wants to know: are there marbles made out of meteorites that you heard of? I think that'd be pretty cool. No,
never heard of it. No, never heard of that. Now. People will use sphere machines to take minerals and make spheres. So I imagine they could do mineral spheres, but they're not really marbles. They're just made into a sphere.
Okay.
They were never used to play with.
How about I like I said, I know I joined a marble Facebook group. I don't remember what it's called. Do you recommend a good one where like the knowledgeable people really hang out and can help with questions and things like that?
I don't have my phone. No, I do have my phone.
Well, depends on what you're looking for. I mean, there's collectors of just machine-made marbles, and there's Facebook groups of just Peltier marble collectors, just Acro, or just German handmades. And then there's auction sites for marbles. There's just I would just explore whatever your interest is on Facebook and you'll find groups that will support that.
That sounds good. Here's one, Sue Rams. I'm going to try to go through these quick. She's curious about wooden marbles. Are there wooden marbles?
Yes, there are. Yep. They're not collectible.
They're not
valuable. But they made wooden marbles. But I don't know anyone who has a wooden marble collection.
Okay. Well, there we go. All right, I think we're good. Doug, we're gonna wrap this up. We went really long, but hey, guys, I really appreciate your time tonight. Again, make sure you check out their website. Teresa's been putting it in there. Thank you, Teresa. oldraremarbles.com. Their new YouTube channel, The Marble Keepers, and I think they have all the social media. The X and the whatever the kids use, the Snapchats, whatever. There's links in the description of this. But the website and YouTube is I'm a YouTuber. Right? Those are my favorite.
Fascinating.
And my camera cut out again, Doug, but I'm going to bring it in.
You look very good.
Jason, can I make a quick correction? Can I make
a
quick
Absolutely.
correction? Our channel is called Keepers of the Marbles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keeper of the marbles. My
Keepers, plural.
Jason's
Keepers of the marbles, but our handle is at the Marble Keepers.
Yep. I got you. So so if they Google it, let me see. I might even be able to bring it up, Doug. Oh, I have a picture of it. Hold on. I have a picture of it. Hold on. I'll bring it up so they can see it. Hold on. I don't want anyone to go to the wrong place. There it is right here. Yes, Keeper of the Marbles. They got one video up. And Doug, I'm gonna take partial credit. I've been talking to Jeff for literally 5 months trying to get him on the show, and I told him he wanted to get the video out first. And I think the pressure of knowing he was coming on forced their hand to finally get this first video out. And like I tell all new YouTubers too, throw yourself to the fire, jump in, do that first one. And then they get easier because a lot of people wait. I need the better light. I need the better camera. Look, my camera fell apart 10 times. I'm still rolling. Yeah. Jump in both feet and you'll be surprised. And then you start to get that itch and you'll
go back to that picture, Jay.
Of their YouTube?
Yeah. Now, what would you call that expression on Cody's face?
Well, we call it the holy S face, but I'm not going to say it because it's a PG channel. I like that. He's excited. If you're excited, they're excited. So that's why I call it. So I apologize. Keepers, plural, keepers of the marbles. The link does work. I just mispronounced the name, so I apologize. But Jeff, Cody, thank you guys very much. If you can hang in the back room, I'm just going to close the show down, and I'll talk to you in 1 second. But thank you very much for coming on, all your information.
Thank you all so much.
And I really appreciate it. Hang on 1 second, guys. We'll be right back. Dougie, what do you think of that? I mean, an absolute dissertation of marbles, which I thought was fantastic.
I didn't realize there was so much to know about them.
Oh, Doug, we had the tip of the iceberg. Like, I'm sure, like, if there was a Bible of marbles, we are on page 3. We're on page 3. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was just an overview so that we can at least kind of wrap our heads around it. Because,
and we know where to go for the details now.
Yes, I'm going to study, go back and watch the show. We'll take some notes. I'd love to be able to pick one up the next time one of us find a marble, know if it's German, know if it's American, know if it's handmade or machine made. That's all I want. And then we can dive into the rare
go back to 1,000 holes and see if we can find a couple.
Now, the problem is, I don't have to tell you, with being a metal detectorist, is you find a marble, it's just dumb luck.
It is.
You know, like Rich found 4 this weekend. He was digging a hole and they just fell out of the side.
And Rich has that knack. I mean, arrowheads, marbles.
He does that with arrowheads.
Yeah,
dig a hole for a coin, arrowhead flops out.
It's just one of those. It's one of those things. So
amazing.
But I'm going to wrap this up, Doug. My throat is starting to go. So Charlie, Doug, I'll give you your last thing, and we're going to close out of here.
Well, you know what? Now, like when we find one, I'm really going to look at it a lot closer. And also up where I live, there's a lot of auctions all the time. I'm going to be more aware at these auctions and thrift stores and yard sales. I'm going to be more aware because where I live, there's a lot of places that, old places that are abundant with these old weekend sales and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's not like these rare old marbles are like from the colonial times where people out west don't have a shot to get them.
Right.
Those German ones are like, they're Civil War and newer. So you really have a shot for these anywhere in the country. This is one of those things where the East Coast guys don't necessarily have an advantage. Yeah. So everybody get out there, and if you find some,
like I said earlier, at the 1,000 Holes field, we knew everything in there was between the time period of late 1800s, early 1900s. The marbles we found in there must have been equally during that period.
Probably most of them were German made.
Exactly, and we knew one sold for $1,000. And Jay may have a couple himself that are valuable.
Well, I think
Rich found a few that are valuable.
We all probably do. And
tonight's show woke me up to be more observant of the marbles that I have here at home from finding them in the fields and when I'm out and about at these yard sales.
Yeah.
Well, keep your eyes out. That's the whole thing. Education makes everybody a little bit better. So hopefully everyone can find some good marbles. But
I didn't say much tonight because I'll tell you what, I was in awe.
Yeah, you're taking it in. You're taking it in. That's what it is.
And those guys were the Wizard of Awe.
Oh, geez, bad joke, Bad joke, Doug.
No, I really enjoyed tonight's show. I'm glad I made it back in time from my my travels.
Yes. Doug, I'll give you your last one. Let me say a couple of thank yous to the chat, Doug, before I let you say your last goodbye.
I don't have much to say other than thanks for getting them on here. They're great.
They were great. Andrew T, Crazy Diggin', Somniferous Almond Eyes had a good couple questions today. Show Me Treasure, Chris, who makes marbles. Thank you.
Yeah.
Crazy Diggin', Sue Ramsey, who we got, Jeff Provis, the Ultimate Finds Box, Eric, thanks for stopping in. NEPA History and Archaeology Search, 5 Mile Relic Hunter, of course. Bree, Metal Bree Tectorist, hung all night, and she would not mind finding a $10,000 marble. Me neither, Bree. Me neither.
Hey, Jason, someone wanted to know what's in the glass jar behind me.
I think isn't it a human head?
It's Charlie's brain.
That was made by my wife's great grandmother and daughter, and it's all seeds like wheat, oat seeds, wild seeds. It's made of seeds, and it's called a Ratzel, Pennsylvania Dutch Ratzel. That's what it is. It's in a glass jar. It's 150 years old at least.
So when the Great Famine hits, you got something to eat.
We could chew on it, right? But
see,
they didn't have TV back then, and in the evening, the women and the girls would get together and make something. So that's all made out of seeds. Someone wanted to know that in the chat. I think 5 Mile Relics wanted to know
Okay, there we go. Made out of seeds. Pretty good.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I'm really tired and my throat's sore. From me, Dougie, Charlie, and Jeff and Cody from the Keepers of the Marbles on YouTube. Hey, thank you all for watching. Happy hunting, and we'll see you on the next one.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.